Hey, Brian, or can you take programming out, please? All right, so we should be a couple minutes away, minute away. No, no, not on this program that I'm using. But this program is so stable, much more stable than the other one that I used before, so. Good. Good. Yep. Cool. Let's do a quick mic check, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Test 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Test, test.
Remembered where we said it last week. We're ready. Well, you can roll. Thanks.
Herrin's running back they had last week broke his collarbone, so he's done. But their best running back coming into the season, this is his first game. This is Lucas Sissom. He's their best running back, but he didn't play last week.
Okay.
Would you turn these on?
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield at this time. The Carterville High School football program would like to recognize the winners of the competition held at this year's youth kickoff camp. When these individuals competed against other students in their grade and totaled the highest scores in their age division.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lions Field on a Friday night, week 2 of the high school football season, and what a matchup we have for you tonight as the Herrin Tigers come to Carterville to take on the Carterville Lions. Scott Hudson, both teams coming off week 1 losses. Not that it's a must-win game, but it is a really want-to-win game.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that in week 2, when you've lost your first game, that you're going to call it I don't want to call it a must-win because it has nothing to do with the playoffs yet, obviously. But for Carterville, this is a game they need to win because if you look at their schedule after this week, at Murfreesboro, you've got DuQuoin, you've got an improved AJ team, not to mention Nashville. This is a very important game to win tonight for Carterville if they have any aspirations of getting to the playoffs.
Carterville Lions were beaten in week 1 by the Benton Rangers 23-6. In that game, Scott Hudson, for the Lions, it was turnovers. 2 fumbles and an interception resulted in points for the Benton Rangers, and it just proved the point that every possession is critical.
It is, especially against a good team on the road, and Benton took advantage of Carterville's turnovers, which a good team will do. And up to that point, I thought Carterville was the better team at that point. They had all the momentum. Then after the first fumble, things just started turning the opposite way.
The Herrin Tigers, of course, a 40-7 loss to the Marion Wildcats, and that kind of figured Marion might get the best of Herrin in that game.
Yeah, Marion is a very big, very powerful team, obviously a 5A school, and so there's no really surprise there. Plus, you've got a first-year head coach at Herrin and Taylor Perry. I was talking to Coach Wakey of Carterville earlier today, and he said, it's really hard to prepare for Herrin because you don't know if they were just trying to do some things last week against Marion that they normally wouldn't do, and you've got a first-year coach in Perry that you really don't know what his tendencies are, so it's kind of hard to prepare for them.
We are going to continue here on our pregame show this evening. The Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers getting ready to set up to kick off here in about 15 minutes or so. I had a chance to talk to Carterville head coach Brett Dahl. Also tonight during halftime, they're going to be honoring the 25th anniversary of the 1996 3A State Football Championship. Kerry Martin, the head coach. Brett Dial was the cornerback on that team, and several of the players are back tonight, and they will be recognized during halftime. We'll talk about that coming up on the pregame show as well. Stay with us. This is Carterville Lions football on News Radio WJPF. You can go to break after this.
Sports medicine coverage for today's game is provided by SIH Sports Rehabilitation. Two innovative sports medicine programs, the SIU School of Medicine and SIH, working together to take your game to a higher level. Call SIH Sports Rehabilitation. Perform better, recover safely. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, the band boosters are set up behind the bleachers in the concourse with different merchandise for sale. Please check out our band booster table again on the concourse. Also, another reminder, the parking spots next to the field are all ticketed parking spaces. If you are not a ticketed parking space holder, need to move your vehicle. Thank you.
Welcome back to the John A. Logan College pregame show here as we get you set for the Herrin Tigers taking on your hometown Carterville Lions. Scott Hudson, and it is, did we catch a break weather-wise?
Oh, did we ever. Usually even this time of year when you're in the first weekend of September, it can be very hot. Usually we like to blame that on the DuQuoin State Fair because it always seems like it's hot and humid then.
That's true.
But this has been a beautiful last 2 days, a beautiful night for high school football. If we could bottle this up and just keep this through the football season, I'd be happy.
And look, the rain's supposed to hold off tonight until later during the overnight hours. So just compared to what it was a week ago when it was 95 degrees up at Benton, and it cooled down nice during that game with that breeze. But this is a wonderful night for high school football. There's so many different games going on, but the main topic.
The extra point, Herrin ended up scoring a touchdown, got the extra point, and the final was 7-6. There have been some very close games in this
Absolutely.
battle.
You bring up Luke Ford. I want to say congratulations to Luke. He got his college touchdown, first college touchdown last week against Nebraska, and that was outstanding. Well, when we come back, we're going to have the kickoff here as the Herrin Tigers take on the Carterville Lions. This is the John A. Logan College pregame show. Welcome back to Lions Field on a Friday night. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Nice job by the Carterville High School Band on the national anthem, and we are just moments away from kickoff here between these two teams. Let's start first with the Herrin Tigers. Scott Hudson, what's the key of the game for the Tigers?
Well, I think they want to control the offensive line and defensive lines much the same way Carterville wanted to last week against Benton. Cameron Everard, their quarterback, a 5'11", 160-pound senior, is very elusive. Talked to Coach Wakey before the game that said if he gets out in the open, he can take it to the house. So Herrin wants to control the clock, have those long drives that end in points.
For the Carterville Lions, as we mentioned moments ago, hang on to the football.
Yeah, you got to hang on to the football. Both teams have key players coming back. For Herrin, they're getting back Lucas Sissom, a 6 foot, 175-pound running back. This is his first game of the year, and it appears that Bryce Smith for Carterville, a 6'1", 225-pound running back and linebacker, is going to attempt to go tonight after he missed last week. But for Carterville, I think it's the same game plan as Herrin. Keep the ball on the ground as much as possible, mix in the play-action pass, and try to have those long, time-consuming drives that end with points.
And if you remember right, Carterville got the ball to start the game on the road last week at Benton. 14-play drive, the first drive of the game, yet couldn't punch it in. But they need that kind of ball control. Yeah,
they do, and I think that drive was just, 8 seconds short of 6 minutes that they took off the clock. And, that's, again, Hellriegel, which I will pronounce his name correctly this week, I promise. Hellriegel, I thought, did a good job in his first start at the varsity level last week. But, again, I don't think you want to get into a position where he has to win you a game in the fourth quarter. With this big offensive line Carterville has, if they can get a lead, make Herrin do some things that they're not comfortable doing. And one of the things they don't like to do much is throw the ball.
Absolutely. Great crowd here tonight. Carterville on the near side, the student section. It's neon night. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a shot of the student section down here to our left, which we can't. I just can't on the camera get that turned. And, of course, I failed to mention we got our YouTube live stream up. You just head right over to YouTube, search Herrin Tigers at Carterville Lions. You get the stream along with the radio broadcast. But a big night here for these two teams. And as I mentioned, Carterville has a nice crowd on the near side. And, of course, you would expect Herrin to travel well, making the 2.5-mile trip over here to see this football game.
Well, I was glad that this rivalry was renewed a few years ago. Of course, Carterville for so many years in the Black Diamond and Herrin in the River to River. after they were in the South 7. And it's nice to see these two teams playing each other. It's a natural rivalry, obviously, not only in football but in basketball and other sports.
This Carterville Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. For over 30 years, Charlie's, they can handle any heating or cooling system issue you might be experiencing. And just remember, no job is too big or too small. Give them a call at 618-985-2502. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, one of our booster sponsors of Lions sports. Of course, Carterville, the home team, they are in their brand new blue uniforms, blue pants, big white numbers on the back, which we love. The Herrin Tigers in the road whites this evening. They will be kicking off to the Carterville Lions. The Lions won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. So, excuse me, I take that back. Looks like
Herrin's
going to kick away, and Carterville will have the ball to start play. So Carterville will be moving from left to right on the radio dial, and Herrin from right to left. Everybody's ready. The pregame meetings have been held. Teams are lining up, and folks, just kick back and relax. We've got high school football between cross-county rivals, the Herrin Tigers and your Carterville Lions. Of course, it's going to be Townsend Barton back deep to receive the kick for the Carterville Lions. Doing the kicking for the Herrin Tigers is going to be number 10, Riley Simpson. The ball is teed. He makes his way to the ball, and we are underway as it's Townsend Barton lets the ball go into the end zone. A touchback to start things off, and we are underway.
Look for Herrin's defense to play 7, 8 guys in the box. If they watch game film, which I'm sure they did, actually they were probably at the Benton-Carterville game. Benton was putting 7, 8 guys in the box and daring Carterville to throw the football. I look for Herrin to probably blitz their linebackers early and often.
It's going to be Andrew Hellriegel, the quarterback for the Carterville Lions, as he brings his team out onto the field. Carterville will have the ball at their 20-yard line to start things off on the touchback. Even the officials had to remember. They got to go back 5
liked
yards.
Where it was at the first time.
Yeah, it was at the 25, but we are set. Andrew Hellriegel with one running back right next off of his left hip, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Hellriegel takes a snap, little swing pass out to the left side. That is Peyton Biddle out across the 35 to the 37 before he's brought back down. They'll give him the couple of yards, taking it out to the 37. That's a nice way to start the game.
Yeah, a quick, safe, high percentage pass to the outside and let Biddle try to do his magic in the open field.
So a gain of 6 on the carry. It's 2nd and 4 from the 26 for the Lions. They're going to bring Townsend Barton, wide receiver to the right side. Peyton Biddle in the slot next to him. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hellriegel takes a snap and a whistle, and that's probably going to be on the Lions.
Probably illegal procedure if I was guessing. I hope I'm wrong.
Penalties. Can't have penalties if it is against.
Well, that's what I would call an unforced error. I mean, you can have holding, which is during the play, obviously, but anything before the ball is snapped, that goes, Carterville lined up offside. That's even worse than a illegal procedure penalty.
Yep. Didn't.
Lined
little
up
mental
offsides.
mistakes like that, they'll get you every time. So that's going to back it up. It's going to be 2nd and 9 on the penalty from the 21 for the Lions. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the far side. It's the give to the running back. That is Nolan Hartford. He fights his way out close to a first down, out near the 30-yard line. It's going to be just a little bit short, but that's a nice 2nd down run to get that yardage back.
Well, when Herrin did their scouting last week, they didn't see much, if any.
They gave the first down, and it's a good thing. I thought it was a little bit short.
Well, I did too, but they went ahead. The side judge went ahead and told the
changed the move.
Changed move. So,
all right, I think everybody's set now. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Hellriegel puts his running back in motion. That's Nolan Hartford, but it's a toss out to Townsend Barton near side. That's a gain of about 6 out to the 36. And it's going to bring up 2nd and about 4.
at least early in this first possession, it looks like Carterville is going to pass the ball on those high percentage passes to maybe eventually open up that running game.
2nd down and 4 from the 36 for Carterville. On a beautiful night for high school football. A little bit of a breeze blowing out of the north. Now Hellriegel on the near hash from the shotgun. Takes the snap. He gives it to Nolan Hartford. No, he keeps it, and he's brought down right at the 35. A nice defensive play by the Herrin Tigers.
Yeah, that was Caden Miles who, again, shot the gap. He came in and wrapped up Hellriegel before he could get any momentum going forward.
It's going to be a loss of 2 on the carry. 3rd and 6 now from the 35 as we're under 10 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. No score between the Lions and the Tigers. Hellriegel looks to throw. Finds Townsend Barton right at the 38. Out across the 45, the 50. Down to the other 45 for the Herrin Tigers. Big first down play for the Carterville Lions.
Nice pass by Hellriegel. Nice catch by Barton. A little crossing pattern. And Carterville's got their 2nd first down of this first possession.
Takes it out to the 47 of the Herrin Tigers. So Carterville driving. This is the 7th play of the drive. Hellriegel takes the snap and a flag from the near side official.
And they're saying, Carterville's saying it's on Herrin. They may have lined up off sides.
They did. That's the call. So it'll bring up 1st and 5 now for the Carterville Lions. And it moves it up to the 42-yard line. And another.
Wow.
Number 99 for the Herrin Tigers. It was Caden Burks that came across the line, took a big step. And so the Lions pick up a first down without the ball being snapped.
That'll be 1st and 10. That's Carterville's 3rd first down of this drive.
And the ball now at the 37-yard line. Hellriegel takes a snap, swings it out left side. Peyton Biddle cuts it up at the 35, down to about the 32-yard line. He took a shot, gets right up. He'll walk it off. Probably one of the toughest players on this team for the Carterville Lions.
Pound for pound, you won't find anybody tougher than Peyton Biddle. And took a little bit of a shot around the head area, but no face mask, but he picked up about 5 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 32 for Carterville. Andrew Hellriegel, the junior quarterback, takes the snap from the shotgun, gives it to his running back. That is Nolan Hartford on the carry, who skips and dances his way to about the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 2, bringing up 3rd down and 3.
And Carterville is in 4-down territory here, I would believe. And I would expect at some point we would see Ethan Lanham in the game, the Carterville running back who started last week.
He's a big running back. I can see him coming in, as you mentioned. 3rd and 3 from the 30 for the Lions. 3 receivers right. It's the give to Nolan Hartford. He fights his way out to about the 28-yard line. It looks that's going to be just a little bit short, maybe by about a yard.
Yeah.
Bringing up 4th and 1 now for the Lions from the 28. And like Scott said, Lions will go for it.
Yeah, Lanham's in the game. Several substitutions for Carterville. Big play on this first drive.
4th and 1. Hellriegel from the shotgun. Looks to the near side. Gets the sign from head coach Brett Dial. Moves his running back to the near side. The running back is Ethan Lanham. The ball is low. Hellriegel picks it up, and he's brought down, and it gives the ball right to the Herrin Tigers.
Yeah, it's not a penalty. It's not a turnover, but it's just like one because a bad snap forced that play to go nowhere. Actually went backwards. So much like Carterville's first drive at Benton last week, long drive, time-consuming, nothing to show for it.
12 plays on that drive for the Lions, but the Herrin Tigers get it now to start things off as it's quarterback Cameron Everard who will operate from the shotgun. He has two receivers to the far side, one on the near side. Puts a man in motion, gives it to that running back, number 30, Caden Miles, as he carries it out near the 45-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 8 for the Tigers, and that's a good first play to start.
Yeah, it is. Quick hitter right off right guard, and Miles got about 8 yards, and
That'll bring up 2nd and 4, 3 for the Tigers.
Carterville's defense has to do, Dave, a much better job tonight against the run than they did against Benton last week.
2nd and 3 from the 44. Cameron Everard, the quarterback. The senior takes the snap, looks to throw. Throws it out on the far side, caught at the 50. Pop right there at about the 49 of Carterville, but that's going to be enough for the first down for the Herrin Tigers.
Yeah, I believe that was Jonathan
Cameron Everett passes to number 23,
Jonathan Harrison, who's got good size, 6'2", 185, and that's going to be Herrin's first down of this game.
Ball is at the Carterville 49-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Harrison split far to the far side. One receiver near side. 1st and 10 from the 49 of Carterville. Everard puts a man in motion. It's the give to that motion man. That is Reese Billingsley, and he gets out to about the 41-yard line. It's going to be a gain once again of about 8 yards, bringing up 2nd and short.
He gained about 2, be about 2nd and 8.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Cordes in on the tackle from his defensive end position. Nice stop by the junior.
2nd and 8 from the 47 for the Tigers. Ball just across midfield as the sun disappears behind the clouds to the west. 5:50 remaining here in the opening quarter. Everard from the shotgun takes the snap. Now he looks to throw. Throws it down the right side off the hands of his intended receiver. That's Lucas Sissom. Falls incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 8 now for Herrin.
Yeah, led Sissom just a little bit too much. So a big 3rd down for both teams right now.
Sissom tried that one-handed catch with the left hand, and it falls to the turf. Big defensive play right here for the Carterville Lions. Can they get the stop? Neither team really taking control momentum-wise here early. 3rd and 8 from the 47 for Herrin. Everard takes the snap, rolls, and reverses his throw near side. Oh, what a catch. One-handed catch as the defender wraps up the receiver, and making that play was Reese Billingsley. But it's going to be a loss of about 3, bringing up 4th down for Herrin.
Yeah, I think that was Marshall Blythe that came in. He read the play immediately, and honestly, and I know hindsight's 20/20, probably would have been better off just to let that be an incomplete pass instead of take the loss. Let's see if Herrin's going to – Everard is their punter, by the way, so even though he's still in there, that doesn't mean that they're going to go for it, although it looks like they are.
4th and 12 from the Herrin 49. Everard throws it out, right side, throws it over his intended receiver. Once again, that was Jonathan Harrison, and so it's going to be a change of possession, giving the ball right back to the Carterville Lions.
A little surprised by that, not the play call necessarily, but the fact that they were going for it on 4th and 11 near midfield. So let's see if Carterville can take advantage of it.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by SIH, where they offer rehabilitation for acute, inpatient, and outpatient care. You can visit SIH.net for more information. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. No score, 4:56 here on the first quarter clock. Carterville gets the ball back and trying to put the first points of the ball game on the board on this drive. So it is Hellriegel. From the shotgun, it's the give to his running back. That's Lanham as he carries it out across midfield to about the 44-yard line of the Herrin Tigers.
And I'm glad to see Lanham in there because, you know, last week he had a tough week with the 2 fumbles, but he's a big, strong kid, and as we saw there, he can gain some yardage on his own.
We saw he had fumbles on back-to-back possessions for the Lions a week ago, but after that, when he was carrying it, 2 arms around the ball, he was cradling the ball, and he gets the ball right back out across the 40. First down inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Big play from Ethan Lanham for the Lions.
And give credit to the right side of Carterville's offensive line. They had 2, maybe 3 linemen downfield still blocking, and that's what this big offensive line needs to do.
Carries it all the way down to the 32, a gain of 12. The clock at 4:20. 1st and 10 from the Herrin 32. Hellriegel takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Takes it off to the left guard. Out across the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5-yard line, where he's finally brought down from behind on the keeper. It's Andrew Hellriegel.
Nice job by Hellriegel to read the play. There was a guy coming in. They thought Lanham was going to get the ball. He didn't. Hellriegel took it out of his belly and had a nice game. Carterville in striking distance now.
1st and goal from the 5 with 4 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. The 4th play of this drive. Hellriegel, he's going to give it to Lanham. He follows his big guard right into the end zone for a touchdown. Carterville gets the first points in the game. They lead it 6-0.
Great drive by Carterville on their second possession. They get the ball on, as Herrin turned the ball over on downs, and they went straight down the field, all running plays, and Carterville strikes first.
6-0 Carterville. And on to do the kicking, Jaron Lutenbacher, the senior kicker, on for the extra point, and a flag comes in from the far side.
I believe Nolan Hartford on the right side, lined up as a wing, if you will, moved, and I think they're going to. No, they're going to say offsides, Herrin. I guess maybe that's why Hartford moved, because
half the distance. So will the
so
Lions
now,
change?
Do you kick it or do you go for it?
Well, Hellriegel, the
And
quarterback.
Coach Dial's thinking about it. Yep, he's putting the offense back in.
Hellriegel
Probably gonna have to
the
call a
quarterback.
timeout.
Yeah, they're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. After just a yard and a half, the ball being moved on the penalty. It was half the distance to the goal, so the ball was at the 1.5. And so here comes the Carterville offense. Hellriegel with 3 seconds on the play clock gives it to his running back.
I was going to say he didn't get it.
That was Lanham, and he came up maybe about 6 inches short. And so it's going to keep the game 6-0. 3:55 remaining here in the opening quarter, but the Carterville Lions pick up the lead. You're listening to Lions football on NewsRadio WJPF.
His knee must have been on the ground because his body was over.
I agree. $60. Wow, that's crazy. Hey, everybody watching online, appreciate it.
Number 88, Jaron Lutenbacher sets the kick for the Lions. Number 18, Reese Billings for the attack team, Tigers.
The kickoff by the Carterville Lions is taken at about the 25-yard line, and it's carried out near midfield, and that's where the Herrin Tigers will start their second possession of the game.
Yeah, low kick. One of the Herrin Tiger up backs touched it first, and it went back to one of their deep backs, and he got it at about the hash mark on the near sideline and ran all the way across the field and got good yardage up to about the 47 of Herrin.
Updating one other score, Marion Wildcats hosting Jersey Panthers. It's 14-0 Marion in the first quarter. 3:46 on the clock here at Carterville in the first quarter. Carterville just scored the touchdown. They lead it 6-0. For the Herrin Tigers, it's Cameron Everard, the quarterback. Low snap, just flings it over the head of his receiver. The intended receiver was Keaton Coriasco, and it falls incomplete. He was open, just led him too far, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Carterville maybe caught a break there. Everhard's probably thrown more in this first quarter than he did the entire game against Marion.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Herrin Tigers. Everhard brings one receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Puts a man in motion, takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Carterville's defense grabs him, wraps him up. It's going to be a gain of about 2, 3. They might give him 4 yards on that. But nice job by the Carterville defense to grab hold of him.
Yeah, it looked like an option play, option of running or pitching, and he decided to keep it. Didn't get, like you said, maybe 2, 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for Herrin.
Carries it out to midfield, a gain of 3. 3:15 remaining here in the opening quarter. Both teams coming off week 1 losses. Herrin Tigers beaten by the Marion Tigers 40-7 at Herrin. Carterville Lions beat 23-6 on the road at Benton. 3rd and 7 from midfield. Everhard, I don't know what you even call that. It's the give to Lucas Sissom, and he's going to be short of a first down. Nice job by Sissom as he comes to the near side. Went through the line of players on the sideline and jumped over the bench just below us. But it's going to be a gain of about 2, bringing up 4th down and 5.
Yeah, good play by Biddle to come over and knock him out of bounds. I think it was Cordes that came across and really disrupted that play. Did not allow Sissom to get to the outside and really turn up field.
4th and 5 from the 48. Herrin sets up, appears that they're going to go for it. Everhard takes the snap, gives it to his running back, and on the carry, it's going to be Caden Miles, and Carterville holds defensively, and it's going to give the ball back on the change of possession to the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, they tried to go right up the middle to Miles, and Carterville's defense was not fooled. And Carterville will get the ball back, Carterville will get the ball back on downs.
With 2:39 remaining, I'm kind of surprised, Scott, that seems those are 2 on those 4th down plays, 2 really conservative 4th down plays.
Well, on the first 4th down play, it was a pass to the flat on the near side. The problem is, even if his receiver would have caught the ball, he wasn't at the first down marker, so it wasn't going to be a first down. This play, you've got 4th and about 5 or 6, and you run the ball up the middle. Questionable, maybe.
Carterville a chance to extend the lead here. Hellriegel takes a snap. He's going to keep it straight up the gut. Follows his offensive line. Gain of about 7. Carries it out to the 48. Looks like maybe the 49 of the Herrin Tigers, but another nice first down run for the Lions.
I like what I see from this offensive line tonight of Carterville. They're asserting themselves. They're owning the line of scrimmage right now.
It's that offensive line that we talked about a week ago. The size, Carterville definitely has the advantage on the line here this evening. Just over 2 to play. Hellriegel looks to throw. Pump fakes, moves, has to flush out of the pocket, dumps it off the left side. Receiver wide open. Townsend Martin was right there, and he can't come up with it. What a nice job by Hellriegel to be patient, skid out, slide out of the pocket, and Townsend Martin was just led just a little bit too far and couldn't make the catch.
Just a little is the correct words to use. I mean, it was off his fingertips. If it's got a little bit more air under it, that's 6.
3rd and 5 now for the Lions from 49. Townsend Martin, just right off the fingertips. Under 2 to play, 1:55. It's going to be 3rd and 5 from the Herrin 49. And Hellriegel's going to keep it. Carries it out, gets the first down. I don't know, they may mark him just a little bit short. We'll find out. A near side official sets the ball, and they're going to have to measure.
It's going to be close.
With 1:39 remaining. It's a good thing it was the near side official that marked the ball. The far side official only had it about at the 44.5. The near side official marked it at more about at the 44. But they're going to have to bring the chains across from the far side. Coach Brett Dial below us calls his team over as the officials bring the chains from the far side.
I think either way, whether it is or it isn't, Carterville's going to go for it if it's not a first down.
And I would say it's probably going to be Lanham time.
I would think so.
Carry. I think that may be a first down, though. We may not have to worry about it. It's like one chain length. Remember the NFL game where they used the piece of paper? Was it an NFL or the college game where they used the paper?
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember if that was college or pro, but
that's about what that measurement was.
It's very, very close, just to put it that way.
It's 4th and 1 now for the Lions. From the 44-yard line. 2 inches.
We got mathematicians up here. And it's not you or I, Dave.
They actually use a protractor up here.
What's that?
I don't know.
Is that like a tractor?
I'll look it up on the internet for you. 139. This is 4th and 1 for the Lions. Hellriegel takes the snap. He's going to follow the line. First down and more. Across the 40, out to about the 38-yard line. Carterville keeps the drive moving. First down for Carterville.
Nice surge by the offensive line. I'm a little old school. When you have 4th and less than a yard, if you snap it back to your quarterback who's in the shotgun, you really go from 4th and less than 1 to 4th and 5. But with that offensive line the way they're playing tonight, that was an easy 5, 6, 7 yards by Hellriegel.
Sets the ball at the 39. It's 1st and 10 for the Carterville Lions. They lead it 6-0, a minute and a half remaining in the opening quarter. It's the swing pass out to the far side. Caught at about the 40-yard line to about the 33 on the reception out there is Blake Berkey. And a nice big gain for the Carterville Lions on first down.
Yeah, every play is gaining yards, and that's what you want because you want to get into those third and very short situations.
Positive yards, just chunk yards. That's what you would like to have. 60 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. This is the third possession of the first quarter for the Lions. Hellriegel, Townsend Barton on the jet sweep. Out across the 30 to the 25 to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. That is Townsend Barton with a 33-yard touchdown run for the Carterville Lions.
Barton did a good job, one, of getting to the edge, turning it upfield, and then following his blockers. Made a little move to the inside, and then his speed got him into the end zone.
A 33-yard touchdown run by Townsend Barton gives Carterville the 12-0 lead with 37 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Carterville's going to go for 2 once again. It's Andrew Hellriegel. In the backfield with him, Nolan Hartford. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They look back toward head coach Brett Dial. Sets the play, moves Nolan Hartford to the left side of Hellriegel. 9 seconds on the play clock. Hellriegel takes a snap, give to Nolan Hartford. He gets wrapped up in the backfield. He actually, I think, ran into the back of his offensive line, and he stopped short. And so with 37 seconds left, Carterville extends the lead by 6. They lead it 12-0. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Just 30 here, if you would, please. They are going quick. Everything good? Sound good? Stream good? Nothing to score here in the first quarter. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, 37 ticks on this first quarter clock. But Carterville has the 12-0 lead.
Good first quarter by Carterville on both sides of the ball. I guess the only blemish is 2 missed opportunities to get 2 points on the conversion. But Carterville up 12-0, looking good right now.
So Carterville is going to kick from the 40. Little squib kick is going to hit at about the 30. And it's going to be picked up at about the 18-yard line, carried out near the 30, the 35, out to the 40, where he's finally brought down And that's where the Herrin Tigers are going to start after the return by the Herrin Tigers, Reese Billingsley.
Herrin's had good field position to start their drives, but they have not been able to keep those drives going and get points.
The ball is at the Herrin 40. They've started at their own 37. They've started at their own 47. They have it on their own 40 here as we're just half a minute away from the end of the first quarter. Cameron Everard, the quarterback, has one receiver near side, one to the far side. Takes the snap, gives it to his running back out across the 40. And where he's brought down right there is it was Caden Miles on the carry for the Herrin Tigers. No gain for Herrin.
Now there's a flag on the play. It came in where it could be a holding.
It
is
holding.
holding. I'll tell you what, that interior defensive front and Cordes have really played a good first quarter.
They moved the ball back and set it at the 30-yard line. That's a 10-yard penalty, so it's going to bring up 1st and 20 from their own 30-yard line. 24 seconds on this opening quarter clock. Cameron Everard, the quarterback, claps his hands, gets the ball, throws it out right side, ball's tipped away. Nice defensive play. Townsend Barton is everywhere. Gets his hand in front of the pass, knocks it to the turf. It falls incomplete.
Well, he's an athlete. He's a decathlete. He plays basketball, plays football. I don't know, there's probably nothing he can't do, but he read the play well. He knew what was coming, and he did a very good job of defending that pass.
Had help behind him.
Yeah.
I believe it may have been Peyton Biddle that had the coverage on that. Or Blake Berkey, actually, I do believe. So it's 2nd and 20 from the 30. 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Everard takes the snap, swings it left side. It's caught at the 30-yard line. Out to the 35, makes a move, out to the 40. Pop there, and going to be short of the first down, and a big pile up right at the 41-yard line. And that is how we are going to end the first quarter. Carterville leads it 12-0. Stay with us. Second quarter action is coming up here on News Radio WJPF.
That'll bring us 13 for the Tigers when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the south end zone for a special announcement. The Carterville Lion Athletic Booster Club would like to take a moment to recognize tonight's game sponsor, Black Diamond RV. Presenting the game ball to our sponsor is the Booster Club treasurer, Ron Doyle. Accepting from Black Diamond RV is Mr. John Gooden. On behalf of the Boosters and Carterville Athletics, thank you for your continued support of the Lions.
Nothing the score as we head to the second quarter, and Herrin Tigers have the football at their own 42-yard line as we start play here in the second. That's a nice first quarter for the Lions.
Very nice first quarter if you take away the botched snap on Carterville's first possession where they turn the ball over. But Carterville's defense has been good. Their offense has been very good. And now their defense is asked to stop Herrin on a 3rd and 12.
Everard again from the shotgun. It is 3rd and 8 from the 42 for the Herrin Tigers. The ball picked off on the far side as it was tipped down to the 40 to the 35, and that's where the Carterville Lions are going to have it. And on the catch, on the interception, it is Blake Berkey for the Carterville Lions.
And I believe it was number 11, Zachary Rice, that got his hand on the ball and ended up tipping it to Berkey. Yes, it is. So a nice play by Rice to get his hands on the ball, and Berkey with the good hands to catch the tip.
The first turnover of the game belongs to the Herrin Tigers, so Carterville is going to take over.
And there is a flag on the play. It's on Carterville, but if it's after the change of possession, Carterville will still keep the ball.
The flag is at the 44-yard line.
It
Of
must
Herrin.
I'm assuming it happened after the interception.
Can't be a block in the back on the tip.
No. Herrin's defense is on the field, so they're assuming that it's going to be Carterville's ball. And they're going to – I don't know what that signal is. I have to be honest.
It's a 10-yard penalty. So they take the ball back into Carterville territory. It'll be at about the 46-yard line. So Carterville will have it with 11:50 remaining here in the second quarter. And they have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. This Lions broadcast brought to you by IBEW Local 702. Proud supporter of Lions Sports. IBEW Local 702, dedicated to the better lifestyles of members and a better life for all. 1st and 10 from the 46. It's a give to Townsend Barton across midfield to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. Nobody's going to get to him. That's going to be a 54-yard touchdown run once again by Townsend Barton.
And let me tell you what set up that touchdown. The block by Blake Berkey on a defensive back at about the 40-yard line. He took a defensive back out, and then it was just a matter of when Barton was going to get in the end zone, not if. Great block by Berkey.
And he wasn't even touched. Never got touched. It was a great block.
Give Hellriegel credit because he picked the ball up after a bad snap.
Yep.
And that's a jet sweep. It's all about timing, and when that timing's messed up, sometimes that play doesn't work. Hellriegel did a good job to get that ball off the turf and to get it into Barton's hands.
Carterville setting up for the extra point. It will be Jaron Lutenbacher for the Lions.
And I don't think they have enough players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
20
6,
seconds.
7, 8,
They've got time to rush
There's
somebody
only 10
out.
players out there.
And somebody needs to go. And going out is going to be Nolan Hartford with 12 seconds on the clock. Lutenbacher is set. Now we've got 12. 7, 6 on the play clock. The snap is low. Nice hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Boy, turnovers. We know how costly they can be, and Carterville takes advantage. They lead it 19-0 with 11:40 remaining here in the second quarter. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
We'd like to wish a special happy birthday to Kason Moretti.
30, please, yes.
Happy birthday, Kason.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Rob's Pit Barbecue near the corner of Route 13 and 148. Hours are 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 10:30 to 8 on Sundays. They got a new drive-through this week. Did you know that?
I did not know
Well,
that.
a car drove through
Oh,
the front
well.
wall,
Okay.
and I drove by there today. I think they're open and repaired, but yeah, I think
Some
it was
people take that literally, you know.
unintentional
Yeah.
drive-through.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the, 11:40 remaining here as the Carterville Lions kick it away from right to left on your radio dial. And it's going to be taken at the 25-yard line out to about the 35-yard line where the Herrin Tigers will start actually 1st and 10 from their own 36.
By number 2,
Look, Carterville up 19-0. Everything's going well. And I'm not saying this is going to happen because you're still in the first half. You still got over 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Don't get complacent. Play on your toes. Don't play on your heels. Keep driving. Keep that momentum going. And, try to get a bigger lead.
Keep the throttle down. So the Herrin Tigers trying to get back into it. Carterville, the 54-yard touchdown run from Townsend Barton. And Herrin now from their own 36. Cameron Everard. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. It's the give to, no, Everard's going to keep it. He's brought down in the backfield.
Nope.
Oh, man, what a play.
Gave the ball to Sissom right before he got out of bounds. And remember, Sissom is the kid that did not play in week 1. Earlier this year in practice, he got hit in the chest, had some lung issues, actually had to go to St. Louis Hospital. But he's back, and he is a very strong, very fast running back.
That was a gain of 7 on the carry by Sissom. And a nice job on the play. The ball at the 43-yard line. Everard, jet back, put in motion. Everard's going to keep it. Now he pitches it late, ball on the turf. But it looks like Carterville may have jumped on it at the last second. Now Herrin's going to keep it, as fortunately it was Reese Billingsley that was the pitch man, and he gets it back for the Herrin Tigers. That could have been huge.
Well, that could have been almost a game breaker, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
And it's holding.
So that's going to move Herrin back 10. So that'll be 2nd and about 12 now for Herrin. But you're right, that ball, that's the thing about a football. It's not like a basketball or baseball. You just don't know which way it's going to bounce once it hits the turf, and it took a good bounce for Herrin. Actually, Carterville's going to take the play.
Yep.
And bring it up 3rd and 8. Probably a good decision. That way you're not going to give Herrin an extra down.
3rd and 7 from the 39. So Carterville's defense, opportunity to step up once again here on this 3rd and long. 10:35 remaining here in the first half. Coming up, we're going to have our Sweatshop halftime report. We'll break down this first half of action, catch you up on other scores from around Southern Illinois. Everard looks to throw, lobs it up over the top, picked off Peyton Biddle at the 47-yard line, and he's driven out of bounds, and that may be a late penalty. Now they're not going to throw a flag, but little chatter on the near side as Peyton Biddle gets the interception for the Carterville Lions.
Peyton Biddle in the right place, right time. He read the play very well. They're going to try to go down the middle. The ball was not well thrown. It was overthrown, and Biddle made him pay, and let's see if Carterville can extend their 19-0 lead. A couple of scores real quick. Benton up 28-0 in the second quarter at Sparta. The game I talked about, A.J. and Murfreesboro, 7-7 in the second.
1st and 10 for the Lions. They're right at the line of scrimmage, ready to go from the 42. It's going to be Lanham on the keeper, on the handoff out to the 40. Battles his way. That was a hard-fought 2 yards by Mr. Lanham.
Yeah, I think initially he ran into the back of one of his linemen, but still was able to get a couple of yards.
So that is the second turnover by the Herrin Tigers, and Carterville looking to take advantage of that. And points off turnovers are stats that coaches look at every single time. It doesn't matter if it's football or basketball.
They're killers.
9:41 remaining in the half. Blake Berkey, the receiver, near side. Hellriegel takes the snap, throws it to Berkey, open at the 30, at the 25, bang down to the 20-yard line. And a big first down for the Carterville Lions.
I'll tell you what, Berkey is having a heck of a first half. Nice throw by Hellriegel yet again on a crossing pattern, a quick pass, a timing play. And Berkey gets big yards and a Carterville first down.
1st and 10 from the 20. Hellriegel has 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the far side. But it's Hellriegel that's going to keep it. Takes it right up the middle, inside the 15, to the 10, breaks a tackle to the 7, where he's finally wrangled to the turf. And Hellriegel has really run the ball well here tonight.
Not only has he run the ball well, Dave, but he's made good decisions with the ball, whether to run it or hand it off. And when you run an option, you got to have a quarterback that can make those quick decisions, and he's done very well tonight.
So it's 1st and goal from the 7. 9:06 on the clock. Hellriegel takes the snap. Gives it to Lanham. Lanham battles his way down to about the 3-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 3.
That was not an easy exchange from Hellriegel to Lanham. But Lanham is so strong that he basically just ripped the ball out of his hands and said, here, I'll take it from here.
Clock rolls. Actually, it stopped with 8:51.
Looks like there's a penalty flag, and I think it's against Carterville. I know
back.
some Carterville players are going over to Townsend Barton and kind of like patting him on the shoulder pads. So there may have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called. I don't know that, just from the reaction of the Carterville players. Oh, holding.
Holding on the Lions.
All right. Is that Carterville's first penalty tonight? No, they've had 2.
It's the second. 2nd and 15 now. And the carry down to the 9-yard line.
So Berkey on the catch, on the reception from Hellriegel, brings it to the 9. It'll be 3rd and goal.
From the 9. Hellriegel brings his troops to the line of scrimmage. 8:15 remaining in the half. Takes the snap. Gives it to Townsend Barton on the jet sweep, and he lost his footing, and he's just had his feet slip out from under him. And now it's going to bring up 4th down for the Lions.
Yeah, it's tough to run a sweep to the short side of the field. And as you said, Barton just lost his footing. No gain. Maybe lost half a yard. It looks like Carterville's going to call timeout and talk about it.
With 7:50 remaining on the clock, they're going to let the play clock roll down. But Coach Brett Dial has his team around him on the sideline. So with 7:45 remaining here in the first half, we have a timeout called by Carterville. They lead at 19-0, and they're threatening to score again. Stay with us. We'll be back. What do we need here? $30. Carterville Lions football brought to you by Farm Fresh of Carterville, your source for ethically produced and pasture-raised beef, lamb, pork, chicken, and more from Diwali Sheep Farm in Elkville. Go Lions. 7:44. It's 4th and goal from the 9 now for the Lions.
Look for Hellriegel to maybe roll to his right to the wide side of the field and have the option of running or throwing the football.
Hellriegel has 3 receivers to the far side, 1 near side. Puts his running back in motion, throws it across the middle. Caught by Blake Berkey. Touchdown for the Carterville Lions.
They had a guy go in motion to the right where they already had 2 wideouts. And then everybody on Herrin thought the play was going to go that way. Hellriegel got the ball, a quick slant to Berkey. Touchdown, Carterville. Boy, everything is working tonight for the Lions.
Blake Berkey, the 9-yard touchdown pass with 7:40 on the clock. And Carterville leads at 25-0. Jaron Lutenbacher on for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. 26-0. Carterville leads the Herrin Tigers. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF. This Lions broadcast brought to you by SIH, where they offer acute, inpatient, and outpatient care. Visit SIH.net for more information. 26-0, Carterville Lions with 7:40 remaining here in the first half.
Boy, what a first half by Carterville. Some quick scores. Granite City over Carbondale 13-7. Murphy and AJ tied at 7.5, and 29-7 Marion over Jerseyville.
The kick to the Herrin Tigers, taken at the 15-yard line by Harrison. Out to the 30-yard line, to 35, to the 40, cuts it back up in the middle of the field. There's a flag at the 40, at the 30. That's going to be taken all the way back, but the flag sets at the Herrin 37-yard line. Nice return for the Herrin Tigers, but it is, I believe on the return it was Chris Nelson.
I believe they're going to bring this one back.
Officials are taking their time here
Oh,
just
they are.
below us. I don't know what's going on. They're waiting on the official with the ball. It's going to be a hold on the Herrin Tigers on the return, and it's going to bring that 85-yard return back. It's going to negate the return, and Herrin, that's a break for the Carterville Lions.
Well, when you're playing well, those are the type of breaks you seem to get. And when things aren't going well for Herrin, those are the breaks that usually go against you.
Those are also the kind of plays, if that penalty doesn't happen, that can be a momentum changer very quickly.
Yes. If Herrin if there's no penalty and Herrin scores, they're probably down 26-7 with still 7 minutes to go in the first half, and they probably feel a little bit better about themselves.
1st and 10 from the 27 for the Herrin Tigers. Everard from the shotgun. Low snap, gives it to his running back. On the carry, that's Caden Miles. Out to about the 28-yard line is where he was brought down. Nice job by that Carterville defense, so it's going to be no gain and actually a loss of 1 on the carry.
Cordes, who is the left defensive end, ran down the line of scrimmage and caused that play to not get to the outside. Then he got help from a couple of his buddies. Just a solid defensive play by Carterville.
2nd and 6. That can't be right. It's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 26. It's the carry right up the middle. And defender on the ground wrapped up the legs. It was Townsend Barton that held up the running back for Herrin and brought him to the turf. So it's going to be a gain of about 3, maybe 4, bringing up 3rd down for the Tigers now.
Both the offense and defense tonight have made big strides from last week. Yes, Herrin is not Benton, but still, they have showed great improvement on both sides of the ball.
I want to add to that point here in just a moment. 6 minutes remaining, Tigers. Everard feels some pressure, rolls to his right. Gets out into the open, out to the 30, to the 35. At the 40, the 45, midfield, puts his head down, runs right into the Carterville defender. Right there on the edge was Marshall Blythe. And Herrin Tigers have the ball in Carterville territory.
Yeah, Herrin's biggest play of the night. Everard got pressure from Cordes, but he got to the outside. Carterville lost containment, and Everard, who's a good athlete, took it across midfield into Carterville territory.
We talked about this in the postgame last week, that every game you see, you talk about the improvements, but the adjustments that take place in teams from week 1 going into week 2.
Yeah, when you watch game film, you can see little things that need to be tweaked, and sometimes those are the ones that make a big difference.
Everard, it's the pitch to Lucas Sissom. Sissom picks up about 5, where he's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's actually going to be a gain of 4 on the carry.
Blythe, and I believe that was Riley Bradford on the tackle for Carterville. Sissom is a very explosive back, and once he gets ahead of steam, you might be seeing the back of his jersey instead of the front.
Sissom, 6 foot, 175. He's on the near hash. Everard on the reverse. They bring it out to the 45 to the 48-yard line. No gain. Well played by the Carterville defense, as it was Reese Billingsley on the pitch, and he was brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
That man again, Cordes, we called his name a lot as a sophomore last year. He is everywhere. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long. A quick score to pass long. Carmi over West Frankfort late in the second, 22-6. Want to thank our good buddy Mike Murphy for sending us those scores tonight. He's a little under the weather. Hope he's feeling better.
Hey, Murph.
Can't do anything about your looks, Murph, but we hope you're feeling better.
Making our way toward 4 minutes remaining. We'll pay for that tomorrow, you know. Everard rolls, feels some pressure. Oh, almost. That was Cordes that almost wrapped him up. Everard gets away at midfield, spins, and he's brought down at the 45. A loss of 2, but Cordes almost wrapped him up at about the 45 of Herrin. And it's going to bring up 4th down now and long for the Tigers.
Yeah, Cordes did everything but bring him down and give Everard credit. I mean, he kept the play alive, and Carterville was able to come to the near sideline and bring him down before he could get a head of steam going.
4th and 9 from the 45. Don't forget Sports Voice tomorrow morning. Starts at 8 o'clock with Murph and Hudson. You can hear it on News Radio WJPF, 103.5 ESPN, and all the streams of the stations. Everard is going to punt it away. The first punt of the game. High kick hits at about the 7-yard line, bounces into the end zone. It's a touchback, and Carterville will have the ball with 3:12 remaining here in the first half. We'll pause 30 seconds. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Ladies and gentlemen, 50/50 tickets are available on the concourse. Currently, the 50/50 is up to $250. 50/50 is currently up to $250. Be sure to grab your ticket on the concourse behind the concession stand. Thank you.
3:12 remaining in the first half. The Carterville Lions lead the Herrin Tigers 26-0. Carterville has the ball back, 1st and 10 from their own 20. As it's the carry out to about the 22, maybe the 23. They're going to give the 22, bringing up 2nd down and 8.
Boy, Carterville would love to get a score here before half. But if they don't, they at least want to keep the ball and run the timeout.
That popcorn spell's fantastic.
Boy, doesn't it?
I'm sorry. I'm hungry, dude.
37-14. Marion all over Jerseyville, middle of the second.
2:40 remaining here in this game, 26-0 Carterville. Coming up, we're going to have the Sweatshop halftime report. We'll break down this game. Lots to talk about in this game and catch you up to date on scores from around Southern Illinois. Hellriegel throws it out. His receiver right there, is that Blake Berkey? It is, as he carries it out to about the 44-yard line. He is having just a whale of a game, and what a throw from Andrew Hellriegel to Blake Berkey.
We do have a flag on the play, but where it's thrown, I'm going to guess it's pass interference. Berkey, what a catch. The guy was all over him, maybe illegally, but he was able to haul that pass in somehow, some way. I'll tell you what, he's definitely making a case for the Joel's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game.
Absolutely. Waiting on the call. Pass interference on the defense, so Scott was right on the call there. The official wants to talk to Brett Dial. It's penalties declined. Carterville's going to take the play. So 1st and 10, and you know that Carterville wants to punch the ball in. Still 2:18, so plenty of time. Ball sets at the 42 of the Herrin Tigers. 2:15. Hellriegel, 3 receivers to the right side. Oh, the hard snap. Hellriegel has to bat it around. Gets it back and just basically covers up at about the 49-yard line. That may have been the hardest snap I've ever seen in my life from the shotgun.
Yeah, it wasn't a great snap as far as direction. It was a little bit to his right, it looked like. but it was definitely something I think he could have handled. I just don't think he was expecting it to come out like a grenade launcher.
2nd and 17. From the 49. Their own 40, or excuse me, the Herrin 49. Everybody settles back in tight formation, puts Townsend Barton in motion. He takes the handoff from Hellriegel, waiting on his blocker, makes a move at the 50, battles his way to about the 45-yard line where he's driven out of bounds. Stops the clock. No, the clock continues to roll. He's out of bounds.
Oh,
Finally, they stop it with
ground.
1:14.
No, I take that back. I thought they were looking at a player on the sideline, but thankfully nobody there, whether it be a Herrin player or a Carterville player. Herrin with good pursuit on that play. Once they see Barton going in motion, they got a pretty good idea. He's probably going to get it.
The ball is at the 45 of Herrin now. So with 1:14 left here, it's 2nd down and about 13. 2nd and 13. Ball is on the turf. Hellriegel picks it up, feels pressure from behind, rolls out, finds, throws it wide open. Peyton Biddle at the 16-yard line, touchdown. Carterville, and another flag is at the 45-yard line. Will the touchdown stand? It would be a 49-yard pass from Hellriegel to Biddle.
The referee, I think, is motioning for everybody to come back. Again, not a great snap, holding on Carterville. So that will negate the touchdown. But what a play by Hellriegel to gather the ball up, get away from pressure, and then throw a strike. He threw that ball about 45 yards going to his right. And Biddle was wide open.
There was no defender around him. But it's all for naught, Scott Hudson. A holding call brings the ball back and puts it at Carterville's own 45. So it's going to be 3rd and 23 now for the Lions.
Yeah, a couple of bad snaps on this possession, but impressed with what Hellriegel was able to do to make something big out of a bad play.
There's a good snap. Hellriegel pump fakes, going to keep it to the 45. Makes a move across the 50. 45, jukes a guy, and then steps out of bounds, driven into the table. And on the tackle, it is Herrin's Brody Reagan.
There.
And a flag came in. Did you say that?
No, I'm saying surprised there wasn't a flag thrown. Herrin players are like mocking Carterville. They're taunting Carterville. Maybe they need to look at the scoreboard because they're down by 26.
So 59 seconds. It's 4th and 2 for the Carterville from the 34. The clock is stopped. Ball sets on the near side hash. 26-0 is the score. Carterville wants points on the board again going into half. So with just under a minute, Hellriegel from the shotgun, 4th and 2. He's going to keep it, has the first down and more. At the 30 to the 25, where he's finally brought down. They're going to mark it right at the 25. First down for the Lions.
Hellriegel's had a very good first half as well.
That's enough for a Lion. First down.
Here's a kid that's used to winning in high school. Didn't lose a game as a freshman.
Lost one as a sophomore, I believe. 10 from the 26. So the clock rolls to 45 seconds. Trips to the right, drops back, looks to throw, throws it left side. Berkey's the intended receiver, and guess what? Blake Berkey right there for the touchdown. It's going to be a 26-yard touchdown pass from Hellriegel to Blake Berkey.
What a half by Berkey. What a first half by Hellriegel. The offensive line, I could go on and on. This is kind of what we thought we would see last week. Maybe not this many points. And now we have a penalty flag at the goal line. They give the Carterville offensive line credit for giving Hellriegel time to throw the ball.
37 seconds remaining. A 26-yard touchdown pass from Andrew Hellriegel to Blake Berkey. Blake Berkey What a first half for him. 2 touchdown catches.
Unsportsmanlike on Herrin.
Flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike
Which again, Dave, I mean, when you're losing this bad, why are you chirping at the other team? I don't get it.
And they jump
They jump
offside, and
offsides.
it's going to move the ball forward, so that may change.
And if I'm Carterville, I go for 2 here. I go ahead and bring my offense back in. I go for 2. You've got all the momentum. Herrin's on their heels.
Coming up, we will have our Sweatshop halftime report. Lots to talk about of this game. How about them Salukis yesterday on the road at SEMO? What a win for them.
Think they made some people take notice last night in the FCS?
Jaron Lutenbacher. The kick is good. 33-0. Carterville leads the Herrin Tigers with 37 seconds remaining here in the half. Stay with us. We'll be back. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Switch over and use the audio as our primary and use the phone as the backup. 37 seconds remaining in this first half. Carterville dominating performance, 33-0 here in a win. I'm surprised. I'm kind of stuttering here, but coming off that loss a week ago, this has just been a dominating first half on both sides of the ball for the Carterville Lions.
Well, it has, and I really didn't know what to expect really from
either
team coming into this game after week 1 losses, but Carterville has really just dominated since the start.
So Lutenbacher's going to kick it from the 45 after the penalty for unsportsmanlike on Herrin. Ball is taken at the 10-yard line. Is that Sisson? Nope, that is for Herrin out to about the 26-yard line on the carry, Chris Nelson. And so with 30 seconds left, Herrin is going to have the football. 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
Nice open field tackle by Zachary Rice. Of course, earlier in this game, he was the defensive back that tipped the ball that Berkey ended up intercepting. That was one of the big plays in the first half for Carterville.
Ball sets at the 28. 30 seconds remaining. Everard from the shotgun. Play clock rolls down to 13. Everard's going to keep it right up the middle. Falls at about the 30-yard line, a gain of about 2. And that may be the final play of the half. Herrin's not in any hurry. The clock is at 13 seconds. They're going to let the clock roll out. What a first half for the Carterville Lions as they lead it 33-0. Stay with us. Sweatshop halftime report is next on News Radio WJPF. Okay, your call. All right. What do you? Oh, can you grab me a water?
New innovative sports medicine programs from the SIU School of Medicine and SIU working together to take your game to a higher level. Call SIU Sports Rehabilitation. Perform better, recover safely. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, the fan booster are selling merchandise
Thanks, Will. Yeah, I missed that. Back at Carterville High School, Lions Field, we're at the half. It's the Sweatshop halftime report. The Carterville Lions, what a first half of football for Carterville. They lead it 33-0.
Well, if you're Coach Dial, you cannot be much happier with what you saw in the first half compared to what you saw last week from Benton. Now, again, it's hard to compare Benton and Herrin. Herrin's a little bit down this year. Benton's obviously one of the better teams, but almost everything Carterville did worked. Even when there was a miscue, they end up keeping those drives going and scoring points. Berkey with a big half, Hellriegel, Barton. I can go on and talk about the defense. Just an outstanding first half. And Dave, we talked about it off the air. We really didn't know what to expect coming into this game from either one of these teams.
Just looking at history, they're always close games. There was a blowout by Herrin 3 years ago, but wasn't expecting this. Somebody asked me, what do you think the score will be? I said 14-13. Wouldn't surprise me. It's 33-0. Carterville, both teams on their opening possession couldn't really do anything. Carterville had a 12-play drive. They took it all the way down to the 28-yard line, but they gave it up on a fourth down, a bobbled snap. Gave the ball on to change the possession back to Herrin. They couldn't do anything on their first possession. Carterville gets it back, 4:56 remaining in the first quarter, and it's Lanham with the 5-yard touchdown run with 3:55 remaining in the first. 2-point conversion, no good. Carterville leads it 6-0. Herrin gets it back, gives it over to Carterville on the change of possession. It was a 6-play drive by the Lions. Townsend Barton, a 33-yard touchdown run. 37 seconds remaining on the first quarter clock. 2-point conversion, no good. It is 12-0 Carterville at the end of one.
Yeah, they owned the first half. Very few mistakes. We talked about the low snap, I think, on the first possession that caused them to have to turn the ball over on downs. But just a solid first quarter.
Herrin gets the football, and they carry it in to the second quarter, and it was an interception. I believe it was Blake Berkey on the interception for the Carterville Lions. They get it back. One play, 54-yard touchdown run from Townsend Barton. The extra point was good, 19-0. Carterville. Turnovers just have been huge in this game.
And just like what Benton did to Carterville last week, turning turnovers into points, Carterville's doing the same thing, and that's what good teams do.
After the 54-yard touchdown from Townsend Barton, Herrin gets it back, and on their third play in that drive, it was an interception by Peyton Biddle with 10:18 remaining in the half. Carterville gets it back. Andrew Hellriegel, a 9-yard touchdown pass to Blake Berkey. The the extra point was good. Carterville leads it 26-0. That was 7:40 remaining in the half. And then a punt by the Herrin Tigers. Carterville gets it back. A 26-yard touchdown pass from Hellriegel to Blake Berkey. 37 seconds remaining. Carterville leads it where we're at right now, 33-0.
And you look at where Carterville got the ball to start that last drive. They were deep in their own territory, I believe. Went down, went all the way down the field. Had a 10-yard penalty that pushed them back.
Yep.
But they were still able to get it to 4th and 2 or 3. Hellriegel picked that up, went on in and scored. Carterville did a lot of good things, and a big salute to the Carterville offensive line. They dominated that first half.
Absolutely. 33-0 is the score here at the half. But we've got the Carterville Pride of the Lions marching band on the field, and coming up in just a few minutes, there will be the recognition of the 25th anniversary state championship game from 1996. That'll be coming up in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about that. We're going to continue. It's the Sweatshop halftime report. Carterville leads this game 33-0 here on News Radio WJPF. Yeah, I think it probably is. So you might be able to get a fourth break in. Three to nothing the score here at the half as we continue on our Sweatshop halftime report here on News Radio WJPF. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson looking at some other scores from around the Southern Illinois region. Marion Wildcats at the half 58-14 over Jerseyville Panthers. Wow, I knew that was going to be a big game, but didn't expect that. CZR on the road at Harrisburg tonight, 15-0. Scott Hudson. That's a game that actually glad those two teams are playing after the COVID issues.
Yeah, CZR, obviously the smaller school, they just want to play a game. But, hey, only down 15 at half against the bigger school. That's not too bad.
Johnston City leads El Dorado 48-0. That game is at the half. Sesser leading Fairfield 14-12 at the half. How about that? Boy, that's a candidate for the high school team of the week tomorrow. St. Teresa leads Althoff tonight 28-0. That game at the half. Granite City over Carbondale in the second quarter. The last score I show is 20-14. And let's see here. Freeburg over Nashville 14-7. That's a second quarter score. And let's see here. Benton all over Sparta, which you expected, 55-0. Of course, Sparta now a part of the Black Diamond Conference, and Benton on the road putting the hammer on the Bulldogs. Mascoutah leads Mount Vernon 40-6. That's at the half. Pinckneyville and West Frankfort was canceled, of course. That may be the last one I can get on here, Scott Hudson. It is the last score I've got.
Yeah, one score I'm interested in. Last we saw, AJ in Murfreesboro was tied at 7. I think that game was at half. You know, Brett Dietering, the last couple of years, his team's been down a little bit. He's had to play a lot of sophomores. But we always knew that Brett Dietering, being the good coach that he is, was eventually going to get that program, you know, back playing well. And if they were to upset Murfreesboro tonight, boy, that would be they might be a candidate for Team of the Week.
Absolutely. So that gets you caught up on some scores from around Southern Illinois as the Pride of the Lions continue their halftime report. You know, they're getting ready for a band competition season. We're just a matter of weeks away from Music in Motion at SIU. They participate in that, but they're looking good, all spiffed up in their uniforms here tonight as they go through their routine. And coming up in just a few minutes, we'll be recognizing the 25th anniversary of the Class 3A football championship for Carterville Lions. Coach Kerry Martin, a young Kerry Martin, 25 years ago. Dennis Drust was an assistant coach on that team.
Yep.
Brett Dial.
Well, actually, Dennis was the head. Oh, no, you're right. Dennis was assistant. You're right. Yep.
And then Brett Dial was a senior quarterback, I believe, on that team. That was a team, Scott, went 14-0. They ran the table on the season. They averaged 36 points a game. They allowed just over 13 points a game. That was a dominant team. The first time playing in the River to River Conference after making the move from the Black Diamond Conference.
They played some teams that season that, quite honestly weren't very good. I'd have to look. I think they were still in the Black Diamond at the time. Maybe not. But anyway, I think going into those playoffs in '96, a lot of people thought when Carterville got moved up to 3A, that was, okay, nice season. You had a great season. You might win one game, and that's probably going to be it. But they beat a Herrin team at home. Then they had wins over Massac County, Murfreesboro's Mark Albertini, who just, retired from his AD job at Carbondale, came in for what would have been a game-winning field goal, but I think it was wide right. So Carterville dodged a bullet there, and then they beat DuQuoin, Massac County, and then go on to win state. So it was a magical season that a lot of people didn't see happening even after they had that great regular season.
It's an extended halftime here as the band just finishes up their performance. We're going to go on and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about this 1996 state championship team for the Carterville Lions as we continue here on the Sweatshop Halftime Report on News Radio WJPF.
They should win tomorrow night. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think they're not a good team.
you just don't want to let down after the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like on TV, I've seen the student section on, the fans, it looks so fun. I was like, I gotta go. We have to get people tickets. Had it there with his brother and some others. Good. Good weather.
Well, it's supposed to rain.
I think it was rain, yeah, but probably not. It's been hot recently, so I'm not back down there. I'll see you guys later. Good to see you guys again. Yep.
Okay. Seven.
And we have to.
Back at Lions Field, Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, 33-0 the score here at Carterville. Updating one other score, Scott Hudson, Murphy, AJ tied at 7 in the third.
Well, again, AJ last week played West Frankfort, a team that's down, and they beat them handily, which you would expect. Murfreesboro, scored, 46 points in a triple overtime thrill over Carbondale. So it's like, okay, what's each team really got? Well, obviously Coach Dieterich's got a very good team this year, and if I'm not mistaken, Carterville, who plays at Murfreesboro next week, also has to go to AJ, and then also has to go to Nashville. So 3 tough road games for Carterville coming up.
As we were talking before the break, it's the 25th anniversary of the state championship in Class 3A for the Carterville Lions. And now they have the players from that team that are making their way out onto the field. And the thing that's just amazing about this is the fact it's just, number one, it's just a handful of players that were able to come in, get away, and make their way here tonight. But look at all the kids for these players. But what I want to do real quick, run through the list of the players that played on that championship game, 1996. Remember these names: Mark Chastain, Corey Faulkner, Kenny Richard, David Mason, Casey Ward, Mike Bishop, Nate Addison, Josh Crane, Brock Lovelace, Brett Dial, Billy Pinkston, Matt Dunning, Ryan Hess, Ryan Aird, Jonah Four, Brian Maurizio, Randy Frank, Mike Berry, Ben Smith, Brad Mossy, Zach Hawk, Gerard Rawl, Jeff Cook, Kent Rawls, Winston Calvert, Matt Stock, Sean Wade, Christian Coogan, Brett Maurizio, Jeremy Smith, Clint Walker, Justin McCann, J.P. Maurer, Nick Anderson, John Chamberlain, Ryan Gullett, Jeremy Hahn, Adam Vaughn, Chris Duncan, Daniel Jamett, Rob Houston, Casey Owen, Ted Clark, John Reynolds, and Andy Kerrigan. That was the list of teams. There's some names that I'm sure just hearing their name just flashes you right back to that year.
I remember some of those, like Chastain, of course, Brett Dial, the quarterback.
Pinkston.
Takes you back to 96. And, again, a lot of people in this area did not expect Carterville to do much in the playoffs. But not only did they do a lot, they went on and won the state championship that year. And I'm a little surprised that Coach Dial's not out there with him. I guess he's giving his team a little pep talk in the locker room. But
well, and the other thing, too, the next time you come to Lions Field here at Carterville, as you're coming up to the stadium and you kind of come to the big main gate, not that you have to pass through the gate, but the main gate that brings you to the stadium, there's a brand new sign that was just put out there next to the Lion outside the stadium, and it just shows the IHSA Class 3A state champions, Carterville High School, 1996, 14-0. Looks really good in that picture right there that I took with my camera, and just very, very cool. And congratulations to that team, and it's nice to be able to look back and remember them. And congratulations on the only football championship for Carterville so far.
It's hard as a high school athlete to win a state championship in any sport, no matter where you're from. But in Southern Illinois, it's even harder because you don't have the big communities like you do around the Chicago or Springfield area, Quincy area. And for them to do what they did at that time, that was really impressive.
We're going to go on and take our final break here on the Sweatshop Halftime Report. When we come back, we'll have second half action. Carterville leads this game 33-0. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Yes. That's fine. Massac County's beating Ballard County 45-8. Massac 45-8 over Ballard County.
The team would also like for us to remember and honor all graduates of Carterville who are no longer with us with a moment of silence, especially for their teammates occasion by launching a new scholarship, the Carterville Champion Scholarship, to benefit Carterville High School seniors who demonstrate a unique commitment to the community, academics, and athletics. In recognition of 25 years, the team has secured a match for every dollar raised up to $25,000, which would be $50,000 in scholarships for current and future students. If you are interested, you will find information on the scholarship on the back of the insert. Please join us in saluting the team and celebrating this proud achievement for the whole Carterville community. Thank you once again to the 1996 3A state champion Carterville Lions football team on this 25th anniversary.
33-0 the score here as we are getting set for second half action between the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers. Don't forget, coming up in our post-game report, we're going to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game. We got several people we can choose from tonight, but let's throw out some of those names that are candidates for that award.
Well, I think offensively you got to look at Hellriegel, the way he's thrown the ball tonight, the way he's run the ball. He's been a game manager, done a very good job. Blake Berkey on both sides of the ball. I mean, he's been impressive. One of the catches he made just inside Herrin territory. I think Cordes has played well on defense along with the interior line. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough choice, which is why I'll probably just pass it off to you and make you pick.
And you didn't even mention Townsend Barton with two
Townsend
touchdowns
Barton,
tonight.
2 touchdowns. Yeah. We might have to just flip a coin or pull a name out of a hat. It's that close.
Yeah, we may. But coming up in the post-game show, Scott and I will decide who our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game is. Carterville finishes up their 3-minute stretch here before we start play in the second half. Don't forget, next Friday, Scott, week number 3 of the high school football season, Carterville hits the road and heads to Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro, a very good team, especially offensively. They've got some very talented kids, some very fast kids. You know, it'll be interesting to see what happens in that game tonight. But if Murfreesboro, if they were to lose tonight, they're not going to be happy playing on their home field. Carterville looks like they're going to get their first win, so that could be the game of the week in Southern Illinois next week.
Murphy and Anna tied at 7. Benton blowing out the Sparta Bulldogs 55-0. And actually, Murphy has scored late, 13-7. They lead AJ at AJ. So we'll break down all that. Don't forget Sports Voice tomorrow morning, starting at 8 o'clock. I think you said Matt Varney's going to be in the studio to join tomorrow. Murph feeling just a little under the weather. And so it'll be Matty V and Scott Hudson. I'll step in about 9 o'clock. We're going to name our Week 2 high school football team of the week, and you got to think Carterville may be a candidate for that.
Yeah, Carterville will have to be a candidate depending on how this second half plays out. And, of course, we'll talk in our Saluki segment about the unbelievable showing by the Salukis at SEMA. Over 550 yards of total offense, 460 of that provided by Mr. Nick Baker. We've got racing going on at the DuQuoin State Fair this weekend. The Blues have re-signed their big defenseman Colton Parayko to an 8-year deal. So a lot to talk about. We'll run down the high school scores with Matt Varney at 15 and 45, starting at 6:15 in the morning, and then, as Dave said, Sports Voice at 8:02.
Both teams are lined up. Carterville will be kicking away to start the second half. And the Herrin Tigers will have the ball offensively, moving from left to right on your radio dial. Crowd is stuck around. Herrin Tigers lining the fence on the far side. Carterville Lions fans comfortably seated in the seats below us. So 33-0 is the score as to start with play here in the second half. The kick from Lutenbacher, it's a line drive kick. It's going to be taken at the 15-yard line, out across the 20, cuts back inside the 20 where he's wrapped up and brought down at the 22. On the return, Chris Nelson, and nice coverage out there by the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, Talon Walker, a 6'1", 193-pound junior. God, I love when I hear a kid's a junior and he makes a play. It means he's got another year left. But a great open field tackle, and this will probably be the worst starting field position that Herrin's had this entire game.
They're going to have it at their own 22. They had one drive that started at their own 20 back in that first half, but Carterville defense is out on the field. They're ready to roll, and they lead this game 33-0. Of course, don't want to let up off the throttle. You want to keep the pedal down, and let's see how Carterville does here as they play in the second half. Is for the Herrin Tigers, Cameron Everard. From the shotgun, he takes the snap and he hands it to his running back, who drives it out to about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 7 on that carry. Nice run to start the second half.
Yeah, nice run. As you said, to start this second half, Zachariah Miller on the stop for Carterville, the big nose guard for Carterville.
It was Caden Miles on the carry for the Tigers. So it's 2nd down and 3 from the 30. Everard has one receiver right side, one to the near, puts a man in motion, low snap. Everard picks it up, has some pressure, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. And guess who? Townsend Barton is right there to clean it up.
It was a low snap. Everard could not pick it up cleanly, but Barton just came through like a bull in a china shop, and he just went right through a block. And now Herrin is going to take their first time out of the game. Coach Perry, he's not, oh, he is, I can hear him from here. He is screaming at his offense.
We'll take a break as well. 33-0 with 10:55 remaining in the third. We'll pause 30 seconds. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Coach Tyler Perry for the Herrin Tigers called the timeout here early in this second half and had to get into his team a little bit. 10:55 here in the third quarter. Tigers with the ball. It's 3rd and 14 from the 19. That was a loss of 11 on the last play. Throw across the middle. Tip. And it falls incomplete. It was off the hands of Jonathan Harrison, who was coming across, and I think he may have tipped it away from the intended receiver for Herrin, and it falls incomplete nonetheless.
Yeah, I may have had two receivers that were too close together. Harrison was going on a crossing pattern, and he couldn't come up with it, so Carterville is going to hold Herrin to a 3-and-out on their first possession.
4th and 14 now. Everard back to punt. Oh, that was almost blocked. Gets the kick away. It's going to hit at about the 45 of Carterville, and it's going to be down at the 46 of Carterville. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. For installs and repair, call 985-2502 and get back to comfort this season. Proudly supporting Carterville Lions sports. That's Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating of Carterville.
Riley Bradford was the Carterville player in. He's got his hands up in the air, shaking his head. I don't know how he didn't block that ball. I mean, he was right there, and I was expecting to see that be blocked, but nonetheless, Carterville, again, with great field position.
They have it at their own 47-yard line, 10:36 on the clock. It's Hellriegel, the quarterback for the Lions, from the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes or gives the handoff to his running back. That is Townsend Barton, who carries it out to about the 41 of, the 39 of the Herrin Tigers. That's enough for a Carterville first down.
Well, that's Lanham on the carry.
Oh, excuse me.
Lanham's 33, Barton 30, so,
Yep.
And they both run hard, so it's kind of hard to pick them apart, pick them out on a running play, but Lanham's looked good tonight in his carries.
He takes it out to the Herrin 39-yard line. Lanham is the running back, gets it once again across the 35, where he's brought down at about the 33-yard line. Back-to-back carries for Lanham.
Reese Billingsley in on the tackle for Herrin. So you're going to probably see a steady dose of Barton, Lanham, Hellriegel all running the ball right now.
2nd and 4 from the 33. Ball on the near hash. Hellriegel, little swing pass out to the near side. Jaron Lutenbacher with the reception for the Lions. That's his first reception of the season, and short gain. It's going to be about a half a yard gain for Lutenbacher, who is the kicker for Carterville.
Yeah, I showed he can catch the ball as well, but you know, since Carterville's had success tonight by throwing the ball to Berkey, a guy like Lutenbacher is going to probably be open. They're probably not going to worry about him as much as Berkey.
3rd and 3 from the 32. 2 receivers to the right side. Townsend Barton in motion. It's the give to Barton. Waiting on a block, cuts it up, has the first down and about 2 yards extra. So Carterville's going to move the chains. Nice job by Barton to let the block get in front of him so he can cut it up and get the first down.
Yeah, he kept looking, kept watching his blockers to see if they're going to block in or out, and then just made the adjustment, went to the inside and kept the chains moving, and just as importantly, keeps the clock moving.
1st and 10 from the 27. Just over 9 minutes. Don't forget, get that score to 40 points or more. It's a running clock.
Gotta love that.
It's Hellriegel that keeps it, and he gets it to about the 24-yard line before being thrown back. It's going to be a gain of 3 on the carry for the Carterville quarterback, bringing up 2nd down and 7 from the 24-yard line.
I'm just really impressed tonight, Dave, with Hellriegel's game management. He's doing a great job of knowing when to hand the ball off, when to pull it back, and take it himself. He's got a great touch on the ball. I thought he played well last week, but he's made big strides from last week to this week.
Yes, he has, as Hellriegel hands it off to his running back. That's Lanham, puts his head down and carries it inside the 20-yard line to about the 17-yard line. It's going to be just a little bit short of a first down, bringing up 3rd down and 1.
I tell you what, the thing I like about Lanham, he's built low to the ground. He's very strong. He is a nice complement to Hellriegel's running and Barton's running, and I think he's going to be a big factor for this team going forward.
Hellriegel has 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right, but it's the give to Lanham. Follows his blocker. Oh, what a nice run from Ethan Lanham. An 18-yard touchdown run, and he ran that ball perfectly.
And he followed his blockers. He waited to see which way the block was going to go and then went the other way. And Lanham's got his first touchdown. Well, that's his second one of the night, correct?
Yes.
His second touchdown of the evening. So Carterville just picks up where they left off in the first half.
They lead it 39-0. So Lutenbacher, who just had his first reception of the season, comes in and looks to extend this lead to 40-0. And the defense jumps on the far side.
That's like the 3rd time tonight, and I think it's been the same guy.
Caden Burks over on the far sideline, the far end of the defensive line. I do believe you are correct, and so they will move the ball up a half a yard, or a yard and a half, rather. So now Lutenbacher puts the kicking block, yard and a half forward. 7:36 on the clock. The snap, the hold, can't get it away, and it's going to stay 39-0. Lutenbacher, it was a bad snap, and I believe that was Hellriegel on the hold and just had a hard time getting the ball on the block, and finally did, and then the ball was just kicked right into the line. 39-0 is the score. We'll pause 30 seconds. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
With 7 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter, Carterville leads 39. Herrin 0. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for an announcement? We have a pair of keys in the press box. A pair of lost keys. If you have lost your keys, please come to the press box. Thank you.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by IBEW Local 702, a proud supporter of Carterville Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. 39-0 Carterville, with 7:36 remaining here in the third quarter.
Great weather for the first Saturday or Friday night in September.
Perfect. DuQuoin State Fair, perfect for
Yep.
that. As Carterville is kicking away. It's taken at the 15-yard line by the Herrin Tigers. Out to about the 28-yard line on the return. Chris Nelson, once again, he's been getting all of the kickoffs. Actually, that may have been Jonathan Harrison on the return.
I think that was Harrison. He's a big kid. He's fast. I think he was the one that returned the touchdown. Kickoff for a touchdown was called back because of a hold. But in the open field, I could see where he could really do some damage.
39-0 here is our score. Herrin has the football now. Everard, the quarterback, Cameron Everard. One receiver split out to the far side for the Tigers, but it's a give to the jet back. Out across the 30 to the 35 to the 40-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Herrin Tigers. And on the carry for Herrin is going to be Jonathan Sissom.
As we've mentioned, this is his first game of the year. He had a serious lung injury about a month or so ago. I'm good to see that he's back on the mend and back playing. But going forward, he's going to be probably Herrin's go-to guy offensively.
It's 1st and 10 from the 39. Everard again hands it off. Carried out to about the 45-yard line. And again, or this time it's going to be Reese Billingsley on the carry. Takes it out to the 44, so it's going to be 2nd down and 5 from their own 44. The clock continues to roll, 6.5 remaining here in the third quarter. 39-point lead for the Lions. Everard has operated from the shotgun the entire game. One receiver to the far side, one to the near. Takes the snap, swings the pass out to the far side receiver. That is Chris Nelson. Nelson is wrapped up, the ball's on the turf. Carterville gets it, fumble, recovery by that Carterville defense at the 42-yard line. And Carterville gets the football back with 6:04 remaining in the third quarter.
And I think the player for Carterville who stripped.
Is it Biddle?
No, I think that is.
Somebody down?
I think that is Zachary Rice, I believe. I thought it was number 11. But Rice had good position on the Herrin wide receiver, and it looked like he just grabbed him by the arms, and Harrison just lost the ball. He just took it right out of his hands. I think it was Zachary Rice. We can't tell because he's down on the far sideline. We hope it's a cramp, which even though it's cooler than last week, you can still cramp up.
We'll take a break here. Carterville has the football back, and they have a 39-point lead. We'll pause. Actually, he's getting up and coming to the near sideline, and for Carterville, that is Zach Rice. You're exactly right, Scott Hudson. And
that's 2 interceptions or 2 turnovers that he's been directly responsible for.
so Carterville has it back with 6:04 remaining. They have it at the Herrin 42-yard line. Zach Rice comes to the sideline. He's okay, not even going to see trainer Mike here on the near sideline, Mike Stroud. Carterville's ball, 1st and 10 from the 42. Hellriegel looks near side to Coach Brett Dial. Dial makes the adjustment. Calls out the play. 8-7-6 on the play clock. Hellriegel sets now with 4, 3, 2, 1 to snap in time. And Hellriegel's going to keep it off tackle inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Keep the clock rolling. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 5 for Carterville.
Yeah, good sportsmanship shown on that play is Brady Qualia helped Hellriegel up, little shoulder slap. Love seeing that after, some, mild trash talking, let's say, in the first half.
It happens between these two teams
it's
from time to time. 2nd and 6, Hellriegel takes a snap, and it's the give to Lanham. I believe Ethan Lanham on the carry, and that should be a Carterville 1st down.
He is just so strong.
Yes, he is.
And a great compliment to the other offensive players. And again, Carterville's offensive line, Dave, they have owned the line of scrimmage tonight.
1st and 10 now from the 32. You have to give mad credit to the line, offensive and defensive lines. They've done an outstanding job. Hellriegel from the hash, the near hash. Puts a man in motion. That's Lanham. Throws it out to Townsend Barton at the 30-yard line. He gets wrapped up at about the 25, a gain of 6. Carterville's moving the ball well here and looking to add to this 39 points that are already on the scoreboard.
That is a pass that's got to be thrown quickly because it's thrown to the far side of the field. And if a Herrin defensive back is guessing and he guesses right, that could be a pick 6. But Hellriegel got it out there in time, and Barton with about a 5-6 yard gain.
Clock rolls to 4:20 remaining in the 3rd. 39-0. Carterville pass near side. Blake Berkey takes it out at the 20, the 10, the 5. Down for a no call yet.
Down at the 1-inch line.
They're going to mark it at the 1-inch line. And that is going to be a 26 3/4 yard catch for the Carterville Lions. 1st and goal from the 1.
And yet another great block on the outside after the receivers caught the ball. This one delivered by Lanham, who got Berkey the big block to get him down just inside the 1.
Who's going to get the points here? Will it be Lanham? Will it be Berkey? Will it be Hellriegel? We'll find out. It's the give to Lanham. Follows the line right in. Touchdown, Carterville Lions. With 4:02 on the clock, a 1-yard touchdown run from Lanham, and Carterville leads it 45-0.
Lanham, who had those 2 fumbles last week, nobody felt worse about it than he did. But he's come back in a big way tonight. Didn't start in the backfield, but he's got 3 touchdowns already.
Leading candidate for our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the game. Carterville sets up for the the extra point. Low snap, hold, kick is good. 46-0. How about them Carterville Lions? Best thing about that, Scott Hudson, rolling clock.
Rolling
Rest
clock,
of the game.
let it roll.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue. Here as the Carterville Lions lead the Tigers 46-0. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Herrin 0. After the kickoff, they will start a continuous clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lost watch. If you find a Gizmo Mickey Mouse watch, please take it to the concession stand.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have the winning ticket.
Hey, everybody online, thanks for watching.
Drawing 390.
46-0 with 4:02 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Rolling clock now. Scott Hudson for the Carterville Lions.
7.
I talked to a couple of the coaches before the game, and they were like us. The coaches really didn't know what to expect in this game because of the way the two teams played last week. I have to believe they've got a few smiles on their faces right now.
Carterville's teeing it up at the 40-yard line. Lutenbacher does the kicking. He paces it off, walks back to just about the 30-yard line. Herrin is back, ready to go. 46-0. All Carterville Lions here this evening. Lutenbacher's line drive kick is taken at about the 13-yard line. Once again, they're intentionally kicking it out to Jonathan Harrison, and he carries it into Carterville territory. A great return. Not Harrison, excuse me, Chris Nelson. And he takes it down to about the 40-yard line of Carterville. What a return. That was a 50-yard return from Nelson.
Yeah, it's kind of like pick your poison. Who do you want to kick to?
Yeah. They're going to have it at the Carterville Lions 40. Herrin is yet to put on any points on the board. And truthfully, when you look back, I looked through my charts.
Well, we've got a penalty on the play.
So it's going to bring the ball back, and that may explain the long return. It does, as they place the ball. They're walking it off from the 32-yard line. It's a block in the back against Herrin. And so they set the ball all the way back at the 22-yard line. That's going to negate a 54-yard return from Nelson.
Now, penalties against Herrin tonight have negated a 54-yard kickoff return and a long return for a touchdown on a kickoff. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong for Herrin tonight.
Just got a message from Billy Pinkston, who couldn't make the trip. Billy played on that 96 championship team, said I wasn't able to make it to the game due to work schedule, but he got to watch the halftime recognition on the stream. I appreciate that, Bill. Thanks for watching that, Billy. We appreciate that. And congratulations on the championship.
Yep.
25 years later, buddy. That is outstanding. So the ball is 1st and 10 now at the Herrin 22. Clock can, I'll move the camera for you now.
Carterville jumps off sides, so that'll
2:53, and the clock continues to roll. That's the best rule in sports, is the rolling clock.
It is.
So it only stops on the change of possession. Now it's going to be Everard for the Herrin Tigers. And
there goes 5
motion.
back.
Be 5 more yards on the penalty. Cole Samples jumps from his offensive line position, so back him up 5 more. It'll be 1st and 15. Actually, yeah, 1st and 15 now from the 17. It's 1st and 10. Penalty was declined, apparently. 1st and 10.
Well, the first penalty was on Carterville, moved it 5-4.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The pitch and ball's on the turf, but it's picked up. And a nice job by Gavin Estes, who picked that ball up on the hop and was able to gather it up and not turn the ball over again for the Tigers.
Didn't look like a bad pitch. Just maybe he didn't look the ball in. But he was able to get the good bounce and picked up about 5.
Minute 33 on the clock. 2nd down and 6 from the 26 for the Tigers. Everard taking the time. Puts a man in motion. Gavin Estes. Ball's on the turf again. Everard rolls out. Gets away from trouble. Brings it near side. Out to the 25 to the 30 and pitches the ball, and that's a penalty. It may be a horse collar.
Well, I think it's a crackback block on number 22 of Herrin. That is Lucas. That's Sissom. And he had a crackback block.
And there's a Carterville player down here on the near sideline.
I'm going to say that's what, because if you noticed,
Was that Cordes?
the Carterville player had his hands on the back of his jersey at the top. He did not have the back of his shoulder pads. But the crackback block, I think, is what they're going to call against Sissom, and that is a very, very dangerous play.
Emerson.
Nope, they're going to call horse collar. But that block was a dangerous, dangerous block. And I'm trying to see who the Carterville player is.
Is that number 9? I think it is number 9, Emerson Doan, sophomore.
And I guess that's welcome to varsity football, I guess. He seems to be okay.
So the result of the play is it's going to be 1st and 10 after the horse collar penalty on the Lions, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Herrin 43. The clock rolls, though, down to just 22 seconds remaining in the third. It's the give to Herrin's Reese Billingsley, and he's toppled to the turf at about the 46-yard line, and that's going to end the third quarter. 46-0 is the score at the end of the third quarter. Herrin hangs on to the football. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action on News Radio WJPF. Did you intend to hit that bed there earlier?
Once again, we have a pair of lost keys here in the booth. If you have lost your keys, please come up to the floor.
I didn't know if maybe we'd lost the signal. Hey, everybody watching online, thank you so much. We appreciate you watching. It happens. It happens. Freeburg, 26-7 over Nashville.
Wow. Freeburg must be good.
Benton, 61-0. Updating one score that's kind of surprising. Nashville Hornets on the road at Freeburg tonight. Freeburg Midgets lead Nashville 26-7. That game in the fourth quarter, Scott Hudson.
That is very surprising. We don't know a lot about Freeburg, but we do know a lot about Nashville.
Herrin gets the ball out deep into Carterville territory, down to about the 25-yard line. I looked up and missed exactly what the play was. I just know the result. Has the ball at the 24 of Carterville.
Yeah, pass play just straight down the middle. Reese Billingsley goes straight down the middle, got behind the defender. And I think it was
Wakey on the stop.
Yeah, Blakey on the stop. Of course, Carterville's got some of their reserves in the game now.
Rolling clock here in the fourth quarter, 46-0. And it's the keeper by Cameron Everard, and he's knocked out of bounds over on the far sideline. It's going to bring up second down for the Herrin Tigers. We look at some of these other scores. Harrisburg leads CZR 28-0. That's the last score we received there. 28-14 Fairfield over Sesser. St. Teresa and all top 55-0 St. Teresa.
27-7 Murfreesboro over AJ now in the fourth.
Yeah. Marion over Jerseyville in the third, 64-21. Ball's on the turf, and Herrin recovers back at the 27-yard line.
Another miscue. A well-designed play. They had Sissom on the misdirection coming to the near sideline, and it didn't look like a bad pitch. Just couldn't make connections. So now it's third and long.
3rd and 13 from the 27. Let's see here. Massac County, 58-14 over Ballard Memorial. 47-46, Mascoutah over Mount Vernon. Herrin with the football. Everard throws it out left side. It's caught by the Tigers. That's Keaton Coriasco with the catch. And he's brought down at about the 12-yard line.
Cade Bolin, the junior, 5'10", 140-pound junior, brings the fourth and about a yard at the Carterville 15.
4th and 1 from the 15 now. One receiver near side, one receiver to the far side. The ball sets at the near hash. Evard, jet back. It's the give, though, to Reese Billingsley. Cuts it up inside the 5 and
Lost the ball.
Lost the ball. Carterville recovers the fumble. He got his foot grabbed just as he got to about the 2-yard line. The ball comes out. Carterville's right there, and another fumble by the Herrin Tigers that Carterville recovers.
As you said, he got tackled around the ankles, and it looked like he was lunging for the goal line, and somebody for Carterville knocked the ball out. And Taylor Perry, the first-year head coach for Herrin, probably just thinking, is this game ever going to get over?
Who recovered that, did you see?
I could not see. There was several Carterville defenders around the ball. Final, Benton 61-0 over Sparta. Final, Murfreesboro does beat AJ 27-7. Quite frankly, Dave, with Carterville going to Murfreesboro next week, I'd much rather see Murfreesboro win tonight than have to come and have to play Murfreesboro after they've had a loss. Just saying.
I understand.
Don't want to play a Murfreesboro team at their place after they lose a game.
Centralia gets the shutout win over Gateway Jaguars 33-0. Carterville has the football, and they get it out to about the 5-yard line on the carry. It was the keeper by it's the Nolan Hartford on the carry. So it's going to be a gain of about 3, bringing up. It's going to be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
You know, Hellriegel's still in the game. Hartford comes out, a little bit of a limp. Lanham in. Cordes is playing tight end for Carterville
I think
now.
Coach just wants to get the ball out of that end zone area.
Yeah.
Because you can bet the Carterville Lions want that shutout.
No doubt. There's no question.
That would be nice as Hellriegel reaches out, does a nice job reaching out with the ball, gets it, stretches out to about the 10. It's going to be a gain of 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2.
Harrisburg beat CZR tonight 28-0. So Matt Griffith, the new Harrisburg coach, starts the season 2-0. Former Marion player, former SIU player.
3rd and 4 from the 8-yard line. Carterville needs the first down to keep the drive alive, but the clock rolls to about 7:40 remaining in the contest. Coming up, we're going to have our family foot and ankle post-game report. We'll name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. First down and more for the Carterville Lions. It's the handoff to Carterville's Ethan Lanham. He carries it all the way out to the 26-yard line. And here come the second stringers for Coach Brett Dial and the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, Eli Morris, the big junior offensive lineman, 6 foot 255. He was leading the way down the field for Mr. Lanham.
Takes it all the way out to the 27-yard line. And so now we'll get to see some of the underclassmen. Rob's Pit Barbecue, a sponsor of your Carterville Lions sports, located at the corner of Route 13 and 148. Hours are 10:30 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 8 on Sundays. Flag comes in. It's going to be
delay a
game on the Carterville Lions.
Carterville is going to let the play clock go all the way down about 1 before they snap, but maybe they didn't have the right personnel in there.
It's going to be Brandon Skelcher in at quarterback. He replaces Hellriegel. Skelcher is a 5'11" sophomore. He's going to operate from the shotgun. 1st and 15 from the 22. And the carry out to about the 23, 24 on the carry for the Carterville Lions. Skelcher keeps it.
This was probably a game, Dave, that Coach Dial probably didn't think he was going to be able to get his starters out of the game in the fourth quarter and let them rest. But what a performance by this Carterville team on both sides of the ball. It's just been domination.
2nd and 14 from the 23-yard line. Skelcher claps his hands, puts the ball into his running back's belly. I believe that's number 23 on the carry, and I don't have 23 for Carterville.
I don't either. That's 24.
Is it 24?
Brady Phillips.
Yep. Brady Phillips on the carry.
Have a final. Johnson City 55, El Dorado nothing. Matt Varney will have all your scores tomorrow morning on the Morning News Watch at 15 and 45, starting at 6:15, leading up to Sports Voice at 8:02.
4:45. Skelcher wings it out. Well, that was picked off. Man, he telegraphed it, and it was picked off by the Herrin Tigers, Cameron Evard, the quarterback. He just stepped right in front of the throw and just.
Yeah, it was a little high. But Everard, who normally does his damage on offense, gets a defensive touchdown, and that will end the shutout. 46-6 now.
So the Herrin Tigers get on the board with 4:39 remaining here in the game. Everard, the pick six. Snap, the hold, the kick is no good. Riley Sims, the kicker, and it didn't even make it to the crossbar. So with 4:39 remaining, Carterville leads it by 40, 46-6. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have the completion of the game here between the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers on News Radio WJPF. To 6, the score. Carterville leads it by 40 over the Herrin Tigers. 46-6, the score. Sometimes you got to turn the volume up. The Carterville Lions lead the Herrin Tigers here with 4:39 remaining. The extra point was no good from Herrin after that pick six, so Carterville's going to get the ball back. And an opportunity to run this clock down, but a big win, big week 2 win, Scott Hudson, for the Carterville Lions going in to that matchup on the road at Murfreesboro.
Yeah, very big win tonight. You got a little momentum going into next week's game at Murfreesboro. Very impressive performance tonight by Carterville.
Kickoff bounces.
Goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So Carterville should get it at about the 20-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Farm Fresh in Carterville. Support comes from Farm Fresh in Carterville. Under new management since 2018, open every day. Farm Fresh offers local meats, craft groceries, hard-to-find candy, milk in a glass, and that includes chocolate milk in a glass. So stop by.
They're going to spot the ball at the
Lions.
1.
Went out of bounds.
It either went out of bounds or it went out of the end zone. How
was it touched by Carterville?
No, I didn't see nobody touch it.
I didn't see anybody touch it.
I have
now they pick it up.
First of all, it either went out of bounds and it's a penalty, or it went out of the end zone and it's a touchback. So either way, it doesn't end up at the 1.
Bottom line, Scott Hudson, they got it right.
Yes, that's all that matters.
They're moving it.
Well, most people don't know this, but we are their instant replay. we call down, we let them know that they've screwed up.
They're listening.
Yeah.
So they're going to mark it out at the Carterville 35-yard line. Carterville gets it back after the pick 6, 4:31 remaining. So it's 1st and 10 from the Carterville 35-yard line. Coming up, we're going to have our family foot and ankle post-game report. We'll break down the scoring of this game. We'll talk to head coach Brett Dial and get you set for next week's game on the road at Murfreesboro. With the football, it was Skelcher that keeps it. And he's driven back. It's going to be a loss of about 8 yards.
He kept running. He kept running west instead of turning it up north. And Herrin just eventually caught him. That's a big loss.
That's an 8-yard loss.
8-yard loss.
It's going to be 2nd and 18.
64-29. Marion beats Jerseyville, so Marion goes to 2-0. Marion has scored 100 and, let's see, I think they had 40 last week. They scored 104 in 2 weeks. That's a pretty good average.
That's not bad. Whistle over on the far sideline.
Delay a game on Carterville. And some of this can be expected. You've got a lot of reserves in there, a lot of young kids, sophomores. But this is good experience for them. And I will say that at times when you put the reserves in, somebody might make a play, might make a tackle that would catch the coach's eye and could end up getting more playing time because of this play here in mop-up roll.
13 on the play clock. 3 minutes on the game clock. Skelcher. He's going to keep it. Nowhere to run. Brought down right there. It's going to be a loss, actually, of another yard. And actually a loss of 4 yards.
2:20 to go in the fourth. Fairfield leads Cesarville. Waltonville 34-20.
They came back because they
Yes.
were down.
And they were at home down.
Yeah.
That probably didn't sit well with their coach.
3rd and 26 for the Lions from the 19. That's a long way to go. Great crowd here at Carterville tonight. Both sides of the stadium. Herrin crowd sticking around. The biggest majority. Skelcher trying to get to the outside. Wrapped up, keeps his feet, and gets popped right at about the 18-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 1 more yard. It's going to bring up 4th down for Carterville in under 2 minutes to play. Harrisburg gets the final over CZR 28-0, 55-0 Johnson City over El Dorado. As you heard, Fairfield beat Cesarville 34-20. Althoff loses. They're shut out again. Remember when they were a powerhouse? Man, they have just fallen off the face of the earth.
Yeah, because Carterville played them in the playoffs 2 straight years.
Yes, they did.
I remember that.
4th and 26 for the Lions from the 19.
You know, at my age, you forget a lot of things, but some reason I don't forget those 2 games. I don't know why.
Madison, who's the new team on Carterville's schedule. They play tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock when they take on the Galena Pirates.
Yeah, Madison also a team that plays AJ this year as well. Of course, with Sparta not playing this year in the conference, teams had to try and find somebody else. And Madison, who is a non-conference team and looking for games, was more than willing and able to play AJ and Carterville this year.
Massac County, the last score we had, they lead Ballard Memorial 58-14. That was in the 3rd. Centralia beats Gateway 33-0. Carbondale's come back 33-20. You've got an updated one on that?
On which
Carbondale?
one? I do not have an update on that.
So 31-20 is the last score I see. Carbondale over Granite City. Mascoutah 47-12 over Mount Vernon. 30 seconds remains here in this game. Carterville is going to win this game 46-6. Great performance from the Carterville Lions here tonight. Nice rebound win after the loss on the road at Benton, but the Carterville fans stand up, applauding their Carterville Lions just below us. And with 1 second left, 46-6, the final score. Congratulations to Coach Brett Dial and the Carterville Lions. Stay with us. Our family foot and ankle postgame show kicks off next on News Radio WJPF. All right.
On behalf of Carterville High School and all of Carterville Athletics, we wish everyone a safe drive home and thank you for coming out tonight. We'll be back September 17th for our homecoming game against DuQuoin. Again, not next week, but the following week, September 17th, we'll be back for our homecoming game against DuQuoin. We hope to see everyone back. Have a great night home, and good night from Lions Field.
46-6, the final score from Lions Field. The Carterville Lions jump all over the Herrin Tigers tonight and pick up the big win in non-conference play. It's a crossover conference game between these two teams, but Carterville now evens their record 1-1. Herrin falls 0-2.
Yeah, as we talked before the game, not really knowing what to expect out of this game, out of either team. Both teams coming off losses last week, but Carterville, even though they didn't score on that first drive to start the game, I was impressed with the way they moved the ball. You know, Hartford was in at starting running back. He did well. They got the ball down, had turned it over on downs, and Herrin got the ball, but they couldn't do anything. And from that point on, Carterville really just dominated offensively. They dominated defensively. They created turnovers. They scored points off those turnovers. Just a really, really good effort, good game by the Lions tonight.
When you look at the scoring here tonight, Carterville scored their first touchdown at the 3:55 mark of the first quarter. It was a 5-yard touchdown run by Ethan Lanham. Two-point field goal, the two-point conversion was no good. 6-0 with 3:55 left in the first. Carterville then scored again. It was Townsend Barton, a 33-yard touchdown run, 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The conversion was no good, 12-0 at the end of one. Carterville scores on their next possession, a 54-yard touchdown by Townsend Barton with 11:40 remaining in the half, 19-0 after the extra point was good. Carterville's next touchdown came on a touchdown pass of 9 yards. Hellriegel to Blake Berkey. Extra point was good, 26-0 with 7:40 remaining. And then they put one more touchdown on the board before half. It was a 26-yard pass from Hellriegel to Blake Berkey, 33-0 with 30 seconds left in the half. So at the half, it was all Carterville, 33-0. Here in the second half, it was Carterville scoring an 18-yard touchdown run from Ethan Lanham. Field goal was no good, 39-0. And then Carterville scores again with 4:02 in the third. A 1-yard run from Lanham. Lanham, what, 3 touchdowns
3
tonight? Wow. Leading candidate for our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Herrin does get on the board. It was a pick six, a pickoff from Everard for Herrin. He takes it in 46-6, the final score between these two teams.
A lot of players played well tonight, both sides of the ball. You had, by my count, I think 4 different Carterville Lions score. Hellriegel, Lanham, Berkey, Barton. Am I leaving somebody out? Probably, I don't know, at least 4. But this offense really showed what they're capable of doing and capable of being this season. They can spread the ball around. They're not just a one-man show. And it was on display here tonight. And I think Coach Dial, his staff, have got to be very, very happy with the performance by his team here tonight.
Absolutely. 46-6, the final score. You know, we were talking with one of the assistant coaches before the game, talking about didn't really know how to read what the practice was like this week, but said couldn't tell if they were focused or not. I think they were pretty focused.
Yeah, maybe it was one of those JK moments. But yeah, they came out. They definitely came out with fire in their bellies because they played well on both sides. Give a big shout out to the offensive and defensive lines. I thought they played extremely well tonight. I saw offensive linemen blocking 5-10 yards downfield, and great blocking on the outside by both running backs and wide receivers to open holes for the receivers to get big yards, if not touchdowns. So it was definitely a team effort tonight.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Coach Brett Dial starting to make his way up here to the press box. 46-6, the final score. Stay with us. It is our family foot and ankle post-game report. It continues here on News Radio WJPF. Yep, go on and do it. It's got to be Lanham. Especially after last week fumbling the ball.
Right. I'd say Lanham. I would go. If you don't want to go 2, then give it to Lanham. I'd say Lanham and Berkey. I think Berkey played well too. But if you're going to go 1, go Lanham.
Everybody watching online? Breaking news. Hey, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. It's our family foot and ankle post-game show here on News Radio WJPF. Scott Hudson, we need to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game.
Boy, tough pick tonight. That's the way we like it, because if it's a tough pick, that means we've got probably a Carterville win and several candidates. I will nominate 2. You mentioned 1 during the break. Lanham, the running back, Ethan, who had a tough game last week with 2 fumbles, but what a bounce-back game he had. 3 touchdowns tonight. He could not be stopped when he was running the ball. Just a great game by Lanham. And also Berkey. I thought he had an outstanding game, Blake, on both sides of the ball. Had an interception, several touchdowns. You can throw Hellriegel in there the way he threw the ball. I don't know.
Townsend Barton.
2
Barton, touchdowns.
The offensive line, defensive line. I mean, this is a hard one. So I gave you my nominations, and I'll let you pick a name out of the hat.
I think I'm going to go with Ethan Lanham tonight. I mean, after 2 fumbles a week ago, and there was nobody that felt any worse about that than Ethan did. But tonight, bouncing back 3 touchdowns. Every single one of these, we could go multiple players. But if I'm going to pick one,
Right.
I'm going to give the bounce back game from Ethan Lanham 3 touchdowns. He's our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Owned and operated by Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville for over 20 years. They specialize in commercial, residential lawn and landscape maintenance, tree trimming. They do it all, and you can always get a hold of them, 618-534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Ethan Lanham is our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow. We could have gone in so many different directions, Coach Brett Dial. It was kind of crazy. My reasoning was bounce back after the 2 fumbles a week ago, and that was my reasoning.
Well, with Ethan, we just talked out there in the huddle. He runs the ball. He's a physical runner, and I told him, at the third quarter when he came in, they didn't have the gas left to stop him. I said, that's what I want you to do. Just turn the corner, lower your shoulder, get those hard yards, and that's what he did, and he put the game away for us.
What an outstanding effort, both sides of the ball. We could have named the entire team as the star of the game tonight.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see that stat sheet. One of the things that we were really trying to do going into this game with our prep work is we just felt like we had an advantage on the edge. We thought our athletes matched up very well with theirs, and the game plan was to just get it out to them as quick as we can. You saw a lot of little quick screens and just get it in those guys' hands. Let's get some one-on-ones outside and see what happens. Loosen up the outside linebackers, hit a couple runs inside, and it worked out pretty well for us. And we got a pretty good matchup there in the second quarter on that backside of trips with Berkey, and he got in the zone. And that kid is he has that ability, and when he gets hot, he is so athletic and he gets so much confidence that I just wanted to get him the ball as quick as we could and let him make a play, and he just took over in the second quarter.
And, Coach, I think everybody saw tonight that you've got multiple offensive weapons. I think you had 4 kids score tonight. Hillregal can score through the air or with his feet. Of course, Lanham, Berkey, Barton, and others. So it's a nice I'll say problem to have when you've got so many guys that can make a play anytime they touch it.
We talk a lot, and coaches always talk about that week 1 to week 2 adjustment. And, my first year, I really didn't know. I'm kind of going back a little bit. I really didn't know what we had with Eli, and I didn't run Eli down in like the first 4 games that I coached. And then when we started to realize that, the 225-pounder can run the ball and he's our best running back, we changed kind of what we did and had a pretty good end of that first year. Last year, we knew what we had. We designed our run game for that with him and Preston, and it felt good. Those guys were gone, and new quarterback, new fullback, and we were looking for like that playmaker. And, we were sitting this weekend talking as a staff, and I really thought a lot about that game at Benton. And I thought, it's a little different Carterville team. Those playmakers aren't in the backfield. Those playmakers are out on the numbers. They're in the slot. And we've got to find a way to get these guys the ball one-on-one, just like a running back we're trying to do, and let those guys make some plays. And we saw that tonight. I mean, I don't know what he threw for, but I felt like we had things anytime we wanted it.
Let's give credit to the fact that you limited the penalties that you didn't have last week. And when you don't make those mistakes, you can move the ball. That's positive yardage.
Well, yeah. I mean, turnovers and penalties, those are things that you've got to clean up. And it's nobody's fault. Nobody means to turn the ball over. With Ethan last week, the kid runs hard. I mean, I don't fault him for fumbling the ball. We got some confidence in the kid, and we go right back to him tonight. And he ran the ball hard again, and he'll be okay. And Andrew's taking care of the ball right now at the quarterback position. And one of the things that we wanted to really focus on this year was our completion percentage. We've always been kind of hovering around that 50%. We're trying to work towards 60, 65%. And I think right now, I don't know what he was tonight. I have no idea. I haven't seen a sheet. But it was pretty high, I think, his completion percentage. And it was 81% last week. So he's doing a great job of taking care of the football, making good decisions, and getting it to our guys.
Coach, a couple other things I was impressed with tonight. Your pass defense, I thought, was very good. Herrin came out throwing the ball. I was a little surprised they would do that because they didn't throw much against Marion. But, you created some turnovers with your defensive backs. And also, first and foremost, I thought your offensive and defensive lines were outstanding.
Yeah,
tonight.
we challenged those guys a little bit last week. We felt like we didn't play to our ability, and give credit to Benton. I mean, I'm not disrespecting their effort up front because they played very well last week up front, and I thought they took it to us, and we decided that tonight we needed to make sure we were the aggressor up front, be on the attack, keep our feet moving a little bit longer, and good things happen.
Coach, quickly looking ahead toward week 3, you got Murfreesboro. They won tonight, and we're hitting the road and heading to Murphy.
What was that score, do you know?
It was 7-7 at half.
Okay.
And I think it ended up like 34-7 maybe.
Yeah, what I know of Murfreesboro, we didn't play them last year, but I think they are very quick. So there's going to be a lot of speed on the field next week. They're very well coached. I think Coach Carter is and his system over there is extremely difficult to prepare for. And I told our guys, enjoy the next 2 days, and Monday morning, you got to get your eyes and you got to get your mind on Murphy because it's going to be a tough task.
Finally, Coach, it was 27-7 final, and I was telling Dave right before the end of this game, I would much rather play at Murfreesboro against the Red Devils after they've won a game than have to go over there and play after they've suffered a loss to an AJ team that they probably felt they should have beaten. So I know you're playing a 2-0 team, but I think I will take it the way it's played out.
Well, I mean, I don't care what the record is. As long as we play well and take care of ourselves, they can be 0-2, 2-0, 1-1. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to play well and get the win.
Congratulations. Big
right.
win tonight.
Thanks, guys.
46-6 over cross-county rival Herrin Tigers. And that was a big win and well-deserved and well done by this Carterville Lions team. Scotty, wrap us up.
Well, it was a great evening of football at Carterville. Not only the outcome, the effort that Carterville had tonight, but the weather was great. Just a beautiful night for high school football in Southern Illinois. And Carterville really showed us a lot tonight, I think, after the tough loss at Benton last week against a very good Benton team who could very easily go undefeated this season, depending on their schedule. They're a very good team, but I think people were questioning maybe some things after last week's loss, but some of those questions were answered in the right way tonight. Carterville just dominated this game from the start. A lot of things to get excited about with this Carterville football team. A lot of kids can score. The defense played well. The offensive line was dominant. Just an all-around great effort tonight by Carterville.
46-6, the final score. We want to say once again, congratulations. Thanks for the memories to the 96 championship team for Carterville, celebrating their 25th anniversary tonight here at halftime. And not everybody could make it in, and we heard from a couple of players that were watching and listening online. But thanks for those memories, boys. That was a good year. And of course, Coach Kerry Martin couldn't be here. He's got his own stuff going on tonight with the Herrin Tigers. But congratulations.
Well, it was a great thing for Southern Illinois, because at some point after your team, whether they made the playoffs or didn't, at some point you cheer for the Southern Illinois team. Yep. And Southern Illinois was totally behind Carterville in 1996. And they came away with the state championship.
We will talk to you next Friday night starting at 6:40. We'll have our pregame show on the road at Doc Benzini Field, I do believe, at Murfreesboro. The turf. That's going to be our first chance to see the turf.
The turf.
Get to see our friend Lynn Navarro over there. He'll take good care of us. But we will talk to you at 6:40 with our pregame show. For our producer, engineer back at the studio, BRP, Brian, our pal. Another great job from my broadcast partner, the best in the business, Scott Hudson. I'm Dave McKenzie. 46-6, the final score. Carterville takes care of business against their cross-county rival, the Herrin Tigers, 46-6. Thank you for listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. God bless.